that him right now? Holy shit. Is that Hector Lopez? He's connecting his audio, so.
Going. Can you see me?
Oh, what's good, brother? I cannot hear you, but that might be me. Let me see.
Can you see me at all?
1 second. Can you say something?
I'm saying something. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, man. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, Marvin.
Dude, welcome to the Best Average Podcast. What's your vibe, man? Are we doing root beer? Are we doing the California IPA, or are we doing Wawa?
I'm doing LaCroix, dude. But just in case things get a little bit more heated, I have this. I'll show you.
Oh shit, my G. Hell
just in case, because I'm very excited, man. This is gonna be a good time.
Honestly, dude, this is the one of the most requested episodes because, believe it or not,
wow.
Yeah, you're a fucking legend, dude. So people have been.
I don't know about that, but thank you.
You're a humble legend, is what I meant to say.
But yeah, because if not, then I'll get all egotistical and bullshit like that, and I'll hate to.
I know what you mean.
I would hate the ego to be bigger than
it already is.
The fame that I have so far, that would be like the worst nightmare.
No, I feel it, dude. That shit can get to your head, especially when like I'm sure you're really, really good at what you do. So then like you're like, I got to stay humble. So I actually appreciate that.
Of course, man. How about you? How are you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I'm just chilling, We're doing our thing as you know about. I think our audience who doesn't know you will want to just kind of maybe hear you say who you are, maybe a little bit about you if you want to do that. They know me already, unfortunately for them. And audience, by that I mean like my brother and one of the people. But, do you want to introduce yourself and say a little bit about you? Or
Sure, man. My name's Hector Lopez. And I play piano, keyboard. I also play guitar. I play ukulele. I play bass. I play accordion. I sing. And yeah, man. I mean, I play in 2 bands. There is Bonnie Boy's one of them. Having a show with them today at the Oxnard College. So it should be good. Should be a good time. And also with Solows. I'm the keyboard player in both bands. And occasionally I also play with other bands. I love to collaborate with good people, good musicians, That's the best thing about it, just being able to play with others that I have a connection with. And I know that we can create something bigger than ourselves.
That's awesome, man. So is keyboard your main instrument?
That's definitely it. Yeah. So I started out with the accordion out of all instruments when I was 8.
Yeah.
And I was like a Mexican kid playing like French folk music and polkas. So it was really interesting. And then I went to the keyboard or piano only because the program I was in, the way that it was set up was, all right, you have to do 1 year, or I think it was 1 or 2 years of accordion, and then you can go ahead and transfer to keyboard. So the main incentive for me was piano, was keyboard. That's what I wanted to do. But they were like, no, you gotta do accordion. I was like, whatever. So I'll do it.
Who's they?
And I think it was a year. I think it was 1 year.
Yeah.
I don't fucking remember, man. I was 8.
Yeah. Well, who is, when you're saying like you have to do accordion for 1 year and then you can do keyboard? Who is that? Your parents or?
No, that was just how the program was set up. So it was a strange thing. I just recall a couple of people going over to my elementary school at the time, and they just brought a bunch of instruments. Bunch of different things.
Yeah.
And I was one of the few students in the classroom that I was like really interested in what they were presenting. So because of that reason, they noticed that I was gravitating naturally towards music. So they called my parents like 1, 2, 3, I think finally like 4 times. And they were like, this is the last time we're calling you. We noticed that your son really enjoys music and gravitated towards it. So we want to make sure that he has the opportunity to learn music from our school. So at the time, I think Arnold Schwarzenegger wasn't governor yet. So they had a lot more money for the arts.
Got it.
That came to be. So the reason why I mentioned this is because after, it was 2 years. After 2 years of doing accordion, right? Finally, I was going to do keyboard. I was so excited. I was so happy. Don't get me wrong. I still enjoyed accordion a bit. They closed down the school.
Oh no.
Yeah, because I guess Arnold Schwarzenegger became governor, so they just cut a bunch of funding for all these schools.
Dude,
Yeah,
Arnold
dude. So
is
then,
terminating arts funding, bro.
yes, definitely
Like
they
the Terminator,
terminated
homie.
it. He
Fuck,
terminated my dreams of playing keyboard, right? So
dude.
then yeah, I just had one or two lessons, and then they closed down the school. And they were so nice though. They gifted me the keyboard.
What?
Yeah, so they were just trying to get rid of all these instruments, and they got rid of a couple, and they were like, you know what, just keep it. So it was like
No way.
keyboard and
What
man,
keyboard?
it was like a little cash. It was like 66 keys, it was like a little shitty one. But
How many keys are keyboards supposed to have? Like
88.
88? Okay.
The standard ones is 88.
Okay.
Others that are like, if you want to get can't pronounce it, it's the Dusseldorf. It's like it's some German name. Then that one has a lot more keys, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
But the standard one has 88, and usually the smaller one's about maybe 66 keys.
That's cool. Do you think that this thing with the accordion, like making people do accordion first before switching to keyboard, is like a conspiracy by like accordion makers so that more people will learn like the accordion? You know what I mean?
Dude, I've never thought of it that way. Maybe because it did have keys.
Yeah.
It have keys, and it had a bunch of buttons over here.
Yeah.
So they're like, in their logic, they're probably thinking, oh, well, we'll start out with the keys right here, even though it's like in a weird position. Yeah. That totally relates to keyboard. Ha ha ha. Like, dude, it was so strange. That was really strange.
It? Well, but you know how to play it pretty well, right? I think I actually even saw you just playing the accordion in one of your Instagram stories recently.
Yeah.
Like, getting down on the accordion, bro.
Thank you, Marvin. Thank you. I mean, there's not a lot of people that know how to play accordion. It's one of those instruments that it's either you're playing Mexican regional music, or maybe you're playing polkas. So it was so bizarre because I was a Mexican kid playing polkas. So when my family members were like, they heard that I was learning accordion, they're like, "Oh, can you play ranchera? Can you play this?" And I was like, playing like some French,
French folk music, if that's
and they were just like, "What the fuck?" Like, why would you? They were really like not mad, but they were disappointed. And my parents are like, "Why are you making your kid learn this music?" And
oh boy, I know what that's all about. Yeah. They're like,
but no, thanks to that, it opened a lot of doors. I'll be honest with you. Like,
I bet.
It's a beautiful instrument. It sounds good. You can take it anywhere. When I was in college, I was doing my thing. I graduated as a music therapist at Cal State Northridge.
Nice.
One of the assignments that I had to do was to write what's called a hello song. So I needed to up my classmates because I was like in this weird position where like we were basically, it was like a friendly competition, but based on the best product in the class, that was like the standard. That was like you had to reach this level. If Joe Schmoby here did this elaborate project, your project better be at least to the caliber of that person. If not, then you're even though if it's good, it's probably gonna get a bad grade. It was really bad. So then I had I know, really, it was crazy. We were like kind of almost battling each other who can come up with the best thing. So
and this is a hello song, did you call it? Like hello?
Yeah, hello song.
Okay.
Yeah, just like imagine like I just came in the room and instead of saying hi, like hi, my name is Hector, I said hi in a song.
In a song, like singing it or like playing it?
While playing it and singing it. Yeah.
What the fuck? So like
it was interesting.
So when so when everybody goes into the class, the way they say hi is like they play something kind of thing, or
kinda, at the time you would have to teach the song.
Dope.
And then once you teach the song, then they can join in and sing with you. And then once your clients or patients know the song, then you can come in there and like, just be like, let's sing our hello song, everybody, and you sing it.
What?
Yeah, it was a way to inviting people to sing with you and participate with you. It could be with instruments or singing or clapping. So I wrote it in the accordion.
Can we hear it?
Yeah, I wrote that in the accordion. So then I started like, people were like, whoa, that's like the future of music therapy. Like, it's so cool. You got a keyboard here. You got your bass notes over there. Like, you can totally take it anywhere and you don't have to carry a keyboard or carry a guitar. You can just carry your accordion.
That's so sick. Do you have your
So in
accordion on
those,
you? Will you play it for us, or you don't have?
Robin?
Do you have your accordion on you? Would you play it?
No, I don't have it with me, man.
Fuck
I
it.
have it in my
Next time,
studio.
bro.
Next time. Next time.
Yeah. So what is a music therapist?
So a music therapist is a certified professional that uses music as its treatment modality to treat patients with Alzheimer's, with affective disorders, with even substance abuse. And the way that it's used is it's as a way of being able to cope with any of these ailments or impairments they may have. So it works really good with people with Alzheimer's. It works really good with people that may be in the spectrum, but also may have some intellectual impurities as well, and with adults as well. You know, I was I was in a position where I was giving music therapy to people with alcohol and substance abuse and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, man, it's wonderful. It's a good profession. And if I'm not working in that right now, it's because I was working as a music therapist in LA for a bit, but then COVID happened, and then also I have to do a little more schooling in order to get me certified and all that. So yeah, and that's a whole different story. But no, I do a lot of my work is still kind of grounded in music therapy, even though I'm not doing it, especially because I teach. So sometimes I definitely use my music therapy chops with my students. So in a way of like, oh, I don't want to play piano, like I don't want to play this instrument. I hate music, like, wait a second, let's find a way of connecting to music as opposed to having to learn. So seeing on the experience as opposed to the product. So that's the difference of music therapy with, like, let's say music education is, if I were to give you music lessons, yes, you're going to learn a piece. But if I was doing music therapy, then we'll be focusing more on yourself, on the experience. So yeah.
How does it work? So you you play music for them, or is it like talking, or is it?
It could be a little bit of both, actually. Sometimes it could just be talking, because the thing is, you're a therapist first for a musician. So just music is just the way that I'm able to connect with a person.
Got it.
Preferably, we would use their music, the music that they enjoy. So I would definitely have to talk to them and see what kind of music they gravitate towards. So I'm not going to be like, oh, how are you feeling today? Oh, you feeling really anxious? Let me just play this really nice in the background so you can relax. No, definitely not. Like, I would have to be like, okay, what's going on? Like, what's causing the anxiety? Like, okay, how about we do some breathing exercises before we start? Today I can choose your instrument today if you feel very anxious. And then from there on out, if they want to participate, and then we can play, in that situation, I would use improv, or maybe some like maybe writing a song or some lyric analysis. So then I would pick a song that connects to them, and maybe we can look at the music, look at the lyrics, maybe some ad lib here and there.
Yeah.
Use music as a coping mechanism for the stressor in their life or something like that.
That's sick. Is there anyone who's ever just been like really into like music that you're like, whoa, this music is crazy, or like I don't know, like really heavy shit, or like?
I wish I never had the experience of that. That would have been dope. Me and my buddy, we would take lessons or classes together. We would all joke around and be like, dude, imagine one day we get some guy that likes some off-meter stuff, like some like technical death metal or some experimental this or that. Like, dude, that would be cool. Like, I would be so down for that.
Would you really? Yeah, that's dope.
I would be so down for that, because at that point I'm just like, I'm being challenged.
Yeah.
I want to see what I can do. Like, this is a good learning experience.
Yeah, that's true.
Someone that was like, I totally only listen to like instrumental music and it has to be experimental, avant-garde. I'd be like, okay, let's talk a little bit about that. Let's listen to it together.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe we can create our own avant-garde music.
That'd be sick.
So that's kind of the idea of music therapy. You're using music as a way of trying, again, helping others. That's like the most simple way, helping others to deal with whatever is going on in their life. Yeah.
And so you brought that accordion from like 8 years old, and it kind of came back into your song when you were at
Yes. Yeah, man, that's like the craziest thing. That's the craziest thing.
That went way back. You still have that keyboard that you were given?
I don't. Bonnie, maybe. I need to check my garage, man. If it's somewhere, it's in there.
Yeah, if you're like me, you probably have a garage full of crap from like years and years
I'm
ago.
a hoarder, dude.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I have a lot of I hoard many things. I still have binders from high school, dude.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, like the last class that like the last lesson or whatever class I had in high school, I still have it. I still there.
That's crazy, man.
I hoard shit and I hoard information.
Yeah,
I
yeah, I
never
know.
knew I'm gonna use this. I'll
One
like
day I'm gonna, yeah.
equation.
Well, what happens too is like, because eventually you do take the plunge, and then sometimes you do find out like, oh shit, I could actually use this, but like that has happened to me. But
Really?
yeah, but I still like try to throw shit away nowadays, just because otherwise you can have just all kinds of random crap all over.
I need to learn from you, man, because
I'm not-
I have too much shit in my room and my garage, and I lose track of things. Like I don't remember if I have that keyboard anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, so you started learning music when you were 8. You started off with the accordion, and so how did you get into the keyboard after like those 2 years of accordion training? If that,
So, all right, I took formal lessons, like keyboard or piano lessons, when I was 12. So in
okay.
time frame, I was basically just improvising. I didn't know how to play, or I would the keyboard that they gave me, the keyboard will tell me what notes to play. So if I want to learn a song, I would just like slow down the tempo and like go like one note at a time.
Oh, it's one of those like
One of
the
those-
has like those built-in songs and like
Yeah,
Oh, that's sick. Okay.
yeah. So that's what I would do. I would keep, I was still kept going and kept playing. So then my parents decided to put me in formal lessons. I was 12 around the time, and the teacher that I had, unfortunately, was very strict. Fortunately and unfortunately, like in hindsight,
Yeah.
served me. But at that moment in my life, I was like, dude, I was on almost the verge of tears, you know.
Oh, really? He was like a
Yeah, man, he was very strict, very strict. I still
right.
keep in contact with this person individual, and like looking back, I do see what he was trying to do. But when you're a kid, you're like, "Oh, it was me too."
Yeah.
So
So was he like kind of tough love kind of vibes, like,
in a
or
way, it was just tough.
no, just tough, like you
Like,
suck, like that needs to be better kind of vibes, or like
yeah, like I remember he would use a pencil as the metronome, right?
yeah.
First things first, when I used to go in the lesson room, I would already be fucking like my anxiety were like up here. Like I was like, oh God,
Oh
how
what?
much today or yesterday? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I forgot what this is, I forgot what that is. So I would sit down on the keyboard, I'd be very quiet, very meek. And then he's like, okay, let's play it. So then I would play it. And
Damn.
the pencil was started out, kind of like normal, just like tap, 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 tap. And then the more I fucked up, the louder the tapping got. And so finally, like, I guess he was like, count, you need to count. And I was like, oh, like the more anxiety I got, so the less I was gonna do well, because I was more stiff, I was more like uptight.
Yeah, you need to be
He would
relaxed.
just like this one time, I remember he just broke the pencil in front of me, and he's like, do it again. I was like, oh.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, it's like I guess I had terrible timing, I just couldn't count to 4.
And you were 12?
I was 12, man.
Fuck. And this was like a private, like
That was a private lessons, exactly. It was private lessons.
okay. Damn.
So
do you think
after
you made you a better player at the end of it all?
well, you know what? I was talking to somebody, and they made me come into a realization that was very good. Thanks to that experience, I didn't like formal piano training.
Hmm.
I didn't like the whole reading thing. I didn't like the whole like sitting down and playing whatever. I just like improvising. So that helped me develop more my improvisation skills. So I became a good improviser, a good bullshitter, dare I say, at keyboard.
Yeah.
I developed that skill. That became more natural to me, you know?
And do you improvise like based off like knowledge of music theory, or just kind of you kind of just know generally what things sound like now? I guess if you play keyboard, you do tend to just learn more theory naturally, I guess, because like you know the keys. But yeah, what do you think?
So nowadays, definitely, I use theory. Well, definitely,
Okay.
like if I'm gonna improvise in a song, I need to know the changes. I need
Okay.
to improvise based on the chord progression that the player is doing. Definitely, like that's
Okay.
because after that experience with this instructor, who's a good friend of mine now.
Yeah.
I stopped taking formal keyboard lessons, and I developed my improvisation. At that moment, I was literally playing like whatever. I was like, oh, I probably didn't give a shit about keys. I didn't know my scales probably. I was a terrible student, probably. I wouldn't blame him as much as I would blame myself because I was probably just a knucklehead back then. So yeah, nowadays I definitely use my theory.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
have to.
you did learn though, and you learned like theory and stuff on your own then, or
That came with years. That came because
okay.
I decided to become a musician. I remember the date that I decided to become a musician. It was October 27th of 2012.
Really?
Yeah, I remember the day because I want to go see a show. One of my favorite bands is the Mars Volta. So I want to go see the guitar player, Omar Rodriguez Lopez. I want to go see them live at the Velvet Jones, actually, in Santa Barbara.
Oh, no way. That's it.
Your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
And I saw them there, and it wasn't him. It was actually Bosnian Rainbows that played. So it was Omar Rodriguez Lopez, and it was Terry Genderbender, Nikki Casper, and then it was God, what's his name again? The drummer. He's incredible. Oh my God, Anthony Parks. So it was like a 4-piece. And even though the name was Omar Rodriguez Lopez Group, it was actually Bosnian Rainbows that was playing. And ever since then, I fell in love with, like, I don't know, man, just like, what can I tell you, Marvin? Like, music to me it's more than just sounds, man. It's a connection to myself. It's a connection to my being, you know?
Yeah, no question about that.
So that night I realized, and well, that other players have that, like Omar Rodriguez, everybody on that stage has that same, where I felt that connection. And because of that, I was like, what the fuck am I doing in my life? I'm not happy with what I'm studying. I think I was studying kinesiology at the time. I was like, I'm not happy with what I'm doing. I'm totally like miserable. Like, because at that time I actually gave up music, man. After high school, I gave up music. I stopped playing.
Really?
Yeah. I told myself I have to grow up.
Yeah.
I have to get a respectable job, you know. I can't be a musician. That's not a good job. What the fuck am I doing? I need to do something with myself. So I gave up music for a whole year when I was in college, and then I graduated 2011, and in 2012, that's the date. 2012 was like October 27th.
Yeah.
The date that I realized, like, no, I gotta rekindle that fire that I see these same players have. I have that fire. I know it's in me. They have it. I can perceive it. Why did I shut it down? You know?
What did you do with music in high school? Like, were you in bands and stuff, or?
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, in my high school, not to brag. In fact, I'm gonna fucking brag this whole time.
Dude, fuck it.
I won 2 talent shows in a row.
What?
Yeah, I did 2. I won 2 talent shows in a row. The third year, because I did it when I was a sophomore in high school, I went to Pacifica. So it was like a talent show. So I went to talent show twice in a row. The third year, my senior year, they didn't want me to perform anymore.
No way.
The person who was in charge of it, she was like, "Oh yeah, you won like 2 years in a row. You can't play."
Oh, that's bullshit.
I was like, I didn't give a damn about winning, Marvin. I don't do this music thing for my ego. I do it because this is the only way I can exist. You know, like, you don't have no idea what it means to be on that stage and playing, and I connect to me in order to connect to others.
Right.
In order for my music, in order for what I do to be meaningful, it has to be meaningful to me.
Oh, no question, man.
I definitely do that each time. Ever since I was a young age, I started doing that. And that connection that I have to myself, to the world, to the universe, to God, it comes out on stage.
What did you play at the talent show?
What did I play, dude? I played originals. I played music that I
really? That you wrote?
Composed.
The piano?
That was the coolest thing about it, because I was composing my songs. I was making music. And I felt great sharing it with others. I enjoyed it. I did it for myself more than anything. Not for the glory of winning, because, again, going back to what I said, that's how I connected to myself more. You know, I felt more connected.
But it felt good to win, right?
What happened?
But it felt good.
I wasn't even there when I got the award, and I wasn't even there, dude. I had to go back because at the time I was also in a band.
Okay.
So I was in a band, and in the band that I was with, they played a battle at the bands at Oxnard High School. So that weekend was pretty dope. So I won the talent show that week, because I think it was on a Thursday or something. And then the Saturday there was like a battle at the bands and Oxnard High School, and then my band at the time won it. So it was a really cool week. It was a cool week.
That's awesome, dude.
Soloist at school, at my high school. Then at Oxnard high school, my friend who invited me to be in this band, we won it that time.
Damn, dude.
So yeah.
You're just straight winning, bro. You got
Hey man, it's the secret, man. You just have to connect to yourself, and honestly, others will connect to you.
And what kind of bands were these that you were in when you were in high school?
It was fucking cringy, man.
Okay.
It was pretty cringy. It was pretty cringy, but it was fun. We were called
Why? Just because you're like
Sun
kids?
versus Moon, just the name in itself. Sun versus Moon. That was the name of the band.
That's kind of sick, dude. Sun versus Moon.
I'm glad you like it. We just picked it out because it was the day before the show, and we're like, we still don't have a fucking name. And we're like, ah, fuck it, Sun versus Moon. Like, oh, whatever. I think someone liked it. Like, okay, we'll keep that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the day of the talent show, I didn't even stay to get my award because I had to go and rehearse my band time because I was gonna play at this Battle of the Bands. And for me, that was more important than my talent show. My talent show was just to play. So yeah. And we played mostly rock, I would say, Latin rock.
Yeah.
I'll never sing it to you. I'll never sing it to anybody.
Nah.
If I ever get interviewed by Nardwar, maybe Nardwar can like unearth in this song that I wrote with my buddy at the time, my best friend Hugo. Shout out Hugo Idrogo if you ever sees this.
Shout out. So yeah, Nardwar will uncover it. Did you guys ever record or anything?
Thank God, man. I'm pretty sure my dad did. He probably had his camcorder there. But it was like the song about I wrote the lyrics for a waitress at a Carl's Jr.
Okay. Nice.
So the lyrics was like young Latina. It was cringy, dude. That was young Latina, dude.
Fuck yeah. All right.
And then yeah, man, I was playing piano, I was singing. And my friend Hugo, he was playing guitar. My friend Sabrina, shout out Sabrina Baraja, she's playing drums.
Shout out.
Danny, wherever he's at. I'm not sure where he's at right now. Then he was playing bass, and then Carlos Escobar, he was playing guitar.
That's awesome, dude. What happened to Sun versus Moon? Just kind of
dude. It's a lot of drama. Okay. High school kids, man.
Yeah.
We were supposed to be a democracy.
Oh yeah.
So, 3 out of the 2 members in the band decided our drummer, who was founder of the group, and then me and my friend Danny were not okay with the decision of kicking out the drummer. And then like, yeah, no, we need to kick her out. We need to get a better drummer. I was like, no, that's fucked up, man. That's our friend.
Yeah.
And then after that, we were no longer Sun versus Moon. We got an even more cringier name. It was called Saturday Giant.
Okay, got it. I like Sun versus Moon more for sure. Saturday.
Yeah, dude, Saturday. So Saturday Giant in Spanish translates to Sábado Gigante.
Oh yeah, duh.
So it was like that show, that night show that they had in Univision.
Yeah.
So it was fucking ridiculous, man. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I think we wrote cool music. We won 2 Battle of the Bands as Sun versus Moon. We won 1 Battle of the Bands as Saturday Giant. And then we got to play at Malapalooza. Not Lollapalooza, but Malapalooza or some shit like that. It was like some festival in Malibu.
Oh, let me see. I'm looking Malapalooza on Google right now. See if that still comes up. Malapalooza. Oh wait, no. Mali Water Project benefit concert featuring bands.
Probably that's what maybe they changed their name to that now, dude.
No, it's still Malipalooza 2022. Wow, I guess it might still be a thing. Going. So, there you go, dude. You're part of Malibu history.
I know, but no, we never recorded anything. We again, going back to the whole thing, we were supposed to be a democracy, but that never really worked out. It was mostly a dictatorship, to be sincere with you. But hey, that's how it was. So we went anywhere, and that was like my love. That was like my first musical love. So then after that, I just became a band whore, and I just wanted to go out and just play with as many people as I could, So after that, I just played here, played over there, blah blah blah.
And this was all around like what 2012, I think you're saying, right?
2012, 2012. Yeah, from 2012 until now, I've been playing with just local acts, a bunch of friends of mine, people that I've met. I stopped for a while when I was going to college, only because I was just focused on getting my degree.
Yeah.
But once I was done with that, I came back to the whole scene. Yeah,
That's
dude.
cool, dude. So, yeah, because I want to learn more about that. Like, did we ever play together? Not like in a band together, but just like on a show together from those days.
You know what? I don't think so, Marvin. I feel like if
Yeah,
anything, we met through mutual friends, through
yeah,
labelers, through Alex, through Eddie Matic. Shout out Alex Gonzalez. Shout out
both of them, man.
Matic. You
Yeah,
know, I think,
previous guest of BAP.
yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
So if anything, we probably met through there,
Okay,
but I don't recall ever
yeah,
playing with you.
okay.
Jeez, man, I admire you so much. Driving
Why?
from fucking Santa Barbara to Oxnard, dude.
That's
That's
a 20-minute drive.
no, dude. Come on. Like that's
I
so
mean, when it's like traffic, it can be like an hour drive, 40, 50 minutes. But yeah, it's not that bad, dude. Like, honestly, I wish we had something going on in Santa Barbara because it's just kind of dead right now, bro. Like, it's
mm,
nothing like Oxnard, Ventura. IV actually does have some bands and they're doing like, their thing out there, but those end up being more like house parties and stuff, man. I'm 34 years
yeah.
old. I'm not gonna go to no fucking house party and shit with a bunch of 20-year-olds, bro. I guess I could, but I'd rather not. To
You
be
feel
honest,
kind of
but,
weird, man.
yeah,
I get you.
like
I'm almost 30 and I feel sometimes a little weird when I'm going to an all ages group, all ages event. It's like, ah, fuck, man. Like, I feel
yeah,
weird.
but the music is still good. Like, plus we're in bands and shit. Like, we're hitting our stride, so like that part of it is sick. But yeah, I do wish like we had more like the DIY thing, like it's happening in Oxnard and Ventura out here in Santa Barbara because um that just ends up being like a totally different energy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And like
man.
a house party kind of thing or house shows kind of stuff. So but shout out to IV because they are doing it. But I think IV has always like had like just stuff happening like that.
Yeah, man. I've been to the might be butchering the pronunciation. Bico Garage,
Yep,
Binko.
yep, yep, yep.
I've been there a couple times. I saw a KO dot there. That was a great show.
Cool. I don't know who that is.
It was fucking badass experimental metal band. Oof.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, dude. That's a good band.
that's awesome. So then for you though, so like since 2012, you've been kind of in different bands. What have been some standouts? I know you're in two right now, Bonnie Boy and Los Solos. I'm sure that'll come up quite a bit at some point since that's very active. Like we're playing a show next
I
week.
know. Aren't you excited? I'm so
Like,
excited. I'm
I'm
fucking
extremely
excited.
excited. Yeah. But maybe like what else, since that's definitely gonna come up at some point here, like what else has like been notable as far as like bands you've been in and like um that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, one of the best shows I've ever played in my life was with Julian Armand. Shout out Julian Armand if he's hearing this. Uh, so he
He
invited
won't.
he invited me to play with his band at the time. So he at the time he was in a band called Road Brothers, but then he
Road Brothers.
solo and created his own band called just I think it was just Julian Armand. So he asked me to be keyboard player. And I forget the other great musicians. I don't recall their names by verbatim, so I'm not gonna even try. But I do remember it was an amazing, amazing like collective of musicians. One of
Really?
them is Jacob. I forget his last name. He plays saxophone. He's like a local legend. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of him, but he's from Ojai and he's toured with like, oh man, like he's played with Lady Gaga. He's
Wow.
he's played with I think even Kanye West.
Wow.
He's like a world class musician.
What's his name again?
Jacob. Oh my God, let me look for his name.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Jacob. Okay, but yeah, that was
He plays saxophone, man.
okay. Is he still around? He must be.
Yeah, no, definitely. He actually, I think like a month ago, he came out in the VC Reporter.
Okay.
Yeah, he came out in the VC Reporter. Like I'm telling you, he's like a local legend.
What'd he do?
He plays saxophone, dude, and he's
Okay, so like he was featured.
badass, man. And the reason why that show was such a great show, there we go. I found him. I found his Instagram. I just see Jacob Cobb. I'm not sure that's his last name.
Shout out Jacob. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, anti Jacob Club. Jacob Club. I don't even know, man. I fucking don't know
J Club.
last name. But anyhow, he's an incredible fucking musician. And I was sharing the stage with him and other incredible musicians. And I was like, dude, I have to impress this guy. I'm gonna come up with the best licks. I gotta come up with the best shit I can do, and I'm gonna just impress him, right?
Yeah.
And and that guy, dude, I'll never forget his solo. He just played one note because I was going ham. I was going wild. I just played one note for about almost a minute. I don't know how long he called that note, but I think it was almost a minute. And the crowd went wild.
No way, dude.
It was at the Copper Blues, and the crowd went fucking wild. And it was just one note on that.
A note, like extended for a minute.
Yeah, and the coolest thing is he didn't even know the set list. He just came in like at the bass player. Oh my god, I forget his name. He's also a really good local bass player. I know his name is skipping my mind, but he's an amazing bass player. Such a great guy, such a great dude. I think he plays bass with Shaky Feeling. I'm not sure if you heard of them. But he's a stellar bass player, and it sucks that I don't recall his name. He was the guy that invited Jacob to play that night, and he was just like, "Oh yeah, he might be coming. I think he's in town after going on tour with X, Y, and Z." And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" He's like, "Yeah, he was in American Idol," and I was like, "American Idol?" Like, "Yeah, he was there for the house band." And I was like, "Okay, all right."
Wow.
Cool. So that's the reason I was like, I need to impress this guy, man.
Yeah.
I just played my shit, and he just played one note and killed it, dude.
Damn.
That was a huge realization for me because I was like, I don't have to play that many notes to sound good. I just have to play the right notes.
Yeah.
So I decided to kind of change the way that I played in order to solo. You know, instead of trying to play so many goddamn notes and do all these licks and do all these crazy antics.
All the shredding, yeah.
The right notes. And I think it'll hit more. So saying less is best in the sense.
Yep. Yeah, less is more. Although, I mean, you shred now, though, dude. I've seen you like, you know what I mean? Sounds like
before I was less tamed,
bro. You know?
Before I was less tamed. Before I was like, I was just something else, man. I'm trying to tame it though.
I think it's sick though, dude. When you do
thank you, Marvin. Thank you.
Yeah,
so that was the most notable, probably like little projects I was in. Like it was a Jacob
Julian Armand, Road Brothers.
Yeah. Jacob Armand. I was fucking
Jacob.
Julian Armand.
Got it. And then was it just that they were really good that made it like a stand-up for you? Just like really amazing musicians?
Yeah, man. It was incredible professional. I felt like the weakest link in that band.
How'd that come like make its way to you?
So thank you for Julian for allowing me to play, you know.
Oh, he asked you?
Him that he trusted me to be part of this band, if anything, you know. So I should thank him for that experience. Because
how did he know you though? Like
totally just like, hey, Hector, I want you to play keys. And noticing again the level of musicianship that each and every member of that band had, it was like that's one of the reasons why it was such a great show. But also I learned a lot. I was humbled, and I made good money. So
no, nice.
You know, all those things, the combination of being with some top-notch musicians, having to learn something new and humbling, and you know, at the same time being rewarded for my work, you know, for what I do.
How'd you get this opportunity to be a part of that? Like, but you know what I mean? Like, how did that? I think I asked that already and said, well, Julian just, but like, how did that even come to be that he knows you and like all that shit?
Oh, good. Yeah, Julian. So I know Julian because through Bonnie Boy, actually.
Oh, what?
For a while, Julian, he was actually in The Voice. He was in The Voice.
Oh, what?
Yeah, he was in The Voice. Yeah, Google him, man. Julian Armand.
I'm doing it right now, actually. Let's see.
Or maybe back then it was Jules Armand. I'm not sure. Julian or Jules?
So I found a dude on IMDb. Is known for maximum potential. Maybe this is not the right dude. This is Armand Julian. So you're saying Julian Armand. Oh, I think I found him. Here we go. Yep. Creative human. Oxnard, California. Okay, so you know this dude through Bonnie Boy?
Yeah. So he was playing drums with Bonnie Boy for a while.
Oh, what?
He was playing drums for a while with Bonnie Boy.
But he's not a drummer.
Well, he plays drums too right now. He's playing drums with the hand-me-down band. So shout out to them. So he's playing drums and singing. So he's a singer. He's definitely an incredible singer. Oh my God. You need to listen to this guy. He's amazing. He's incredible. Very talented. Good guy as well. Very good guy. I get along with him very well. He's a dope dude. So that's how I met him through Bonnie Boy, and he was playing drums at the time. And then we would go to his home. He would be so gracious to allow us to practice there. And then through him, I also met other people, and yeah, man, it's kind of like that. So it's like people, me being part of this music scene in Oxnard or Ventura County has allowed me to meet all these awesome people.
Yeah.
Because of that reason, and people see me or hear me, they want like, yo, I want to work with Hector or whatever. I get these opportunities, Marvin. You know,
That's
so
awesome, dude. There's so much more out there. It's crazy.
yo, man, sometimes it's not what you can do, it's who you know that matters.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and also that these individuals trust me and believe in my talents to allow me to have that experience as well.
Yeah, they believe in your gigantic musical skill and ability. Yeah, they have faith in my amazing talent. I was gonna ask you though. So then, how long ago was the show with Julian Armand? I thought you were. I don't know how old Bonnie Boy is, but I guess they're like vets too, huh?
Dude, I've been playing with Bonnie Boy since 2014.
Wow. Okay, that's dope.
Yeah. On and off though, because I went to college.
Yeah.
But I've known Chris for almost 9 years.
Oh, that's it.
I've been playing with Bonnie. That's probably my longest real band relationship I have. You know, like that's the longest.
Okay.
So, and this show was probably in 2018. I think that year, 2018, if I'm not mistaken. It was at the Copper Blues. It was Jules. I think it was Jules Armand, Copper Blues. I don't recall the date, but that was it. Like that was the day that we had that show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's so you've been in the game a minute, man. I guess we are all like seasoned vets of the game.
Yeah, dude. That's like
I had no idea Bonnie Boy was around since, like you said, what, 2014?
Woo, back then it wasn't called Bonnie Boy though.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask. Like, was it called Bonnie Boy, and was it still you and Chris and Michaela?
Yeah, so
not Nathan, but sounds like, or the other Hector, like, you know, Hector 1 or Hector 2, however you
Hector 1 and Hector 2 wasn't even in the band yet. So before it was called the Lavelles. It was called the Lavelles.
The Lavelles? Levelle?
I think so. It's a French word meaning small wolves.
Okay.
The Lavelles. And back
like a Chris vibe.
Yeah, it was kind of like people used to say it was kind of like Americana. That's what they would say, kind of like New Orleans jazz with funk. Sorry about funk, with punk.
Oh, cool.
Punk influences.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I really enjoy playing with Bonnie Boy, and I enjoy being with Chris and playing with them, because Bonnie Boy, I can't put it in a box. You know, I can't. It's very just kind of out there, and I love that. I love the fact that I cannot put it in a box, and it's just fucking awesome music, you know.
Yeah, it was. It does remind me, like, so the New Orleans connection is a good one to bring up, because it does have that vibe. And I had asked Chris, like, "Yo, have you ever been to New Orleans?" He was like, "Nah," but I was like, "You should go, man. You should actually go out there."
Shout out Chris Hall, Chris Ian Hall.
Yep. Okay, so then that's it. So you guys used to be the Labelles or Lavelles. It means little wolves, I think you said in French.
Yeah, in French. Yeah.
And through Chris, you know, like lots of people, and I mean, and it's just a small, like, well, not small, but you know what I mean. It's like a local community. So,
dude, man, I went to elementary with Omega Nova with Marcus. Shout out Marcus, Timothy Walker. So it's. I mean, I went to high school with Alex Gonzalez.
And he's now, Pleasant Valley late bloomer. That's sick, dude. Like, I mean, what do you think? Do you think like this shit actually has the potential to kind of blow up a little bit, or what? Hey
man, I'm gonna let everyone's perception of it to answer for itself.
Yeah.
I truly think, and I believe that's the reason why I've been part of it for such a long time, Marvin, because I believe in it, you know?
Yeah, me too.
I believe in my community. I believe in where my hometown is. I believe in my homies. You know, I believe in their talents. I have a strong connection to it, you know? And because of that reason, I know, and it will become a thing. So that's the reason why when Alex hit us up about Pleasant Valley, I was like, we got to do this. You know, we definitely need to do this, because we shouldn't be in the shadow of LA anymore. You know, people around should know something's going on in Ventura County. You know? A lot of us have been doing this music thing for years. We have accumulated a lot of talent, a lot of music content. People need to hear it. People need to see it. It needs to be showcased. And for that reason, I do believe in it, in my biased opinion, of course.
Yeah.
I do.
Very biased, but that's
very biased, man. Incredibly fucking biased, incredibly biased.
Because, but I think even from outside, man, like there is actually a lot of talent out here.
Yeah.
So, and it's like actually sick. You know what I mean? It's like really good acts, music, in my incredibly biased opinion too. But
and you know what? A lot of it, I think, too, is because of Anderson .Paak coming from Oxnard, Los Retros. So shout out Mari, shout out Chasen, you know, all these individuals, and Cola Boy, man. Jeez Louise, shout out Cola Boy.
Yeah.
So I went to high school with freaking Matt, So it's cool that these individuals that I've known for a long time are doing it, and again, I believe in it. And a lot of the world is seeing what's going on here. Mona Lee as well. They're doing their thing. So yeah, man, it's a lot. And I think the only thing we're getting in the way is if they're like, now we want to branch out to LA. And I don't blame anybody that wants to do that. That's like the smart do. That's definitely the smart move to just be like, Ventura County is what it is, but we need to go somewhere else bigger.
At some point, I guess. But I guess I hope that there's actually a focus that comes to here so that people don't have to go, because I personally like this area. And I like the 805 area way more than I think I would like living in somewhere like LA. Obviously might depend on where in LA and like all of that stuff, but it's just a massive place and like so many neighborhoods and like, I don't know. I kind of like a smaller area personally. You know what I mean?
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here, Same here, Marvin. And that's the reason why I've been playing with so many bands and so many good people too.
So many good people. Like people here are like friendly, like they're cool, you know what I mean? Like
dude.
They're supportive. So that's been awesome. So so then Bonnie Boy, Julian Armand, what have been some other standouts just throughout the years of like acts that you've worked with?
Dude, let me think. It's been so many. And honestly, it's been a lot.
How many bands would you say you've been in?
Oh my god, dude.
30?
Soul Hex, for sure. Soul Hex.
Soul Hex?
Yeah, man, Soul Hex.
What the fuck? What did you do?
I know, right? Can you believe it? Soul Hex, for sure. And then little projects here and there with just jamming with people. And this one band called Our Line Is. Shout out Bruno, wherever Bruno's at. He's right now like one of the guys that puts shows at the A Street Studios in Oxnard.
Oh yeah, yep.
So yeah, him, Our Line Is was pretty cool. And then on top of that, like playing in college, like I was in Ventura College playing with ensembles and stuff like that. So I was in the jazz band there. I was doing the other shit, classical stuff I was doing. And then what else, man? Los Culeros, dude. Fucking Los Culeros. That's another notable one. Los Culeros. Not sure if you heard of them.
Yeah, I do know Culeros. You are you in Culeros or is like?
So I get invited to play with them, and whenever I have the opportunity and the time, I would love to play with those guys. Those are such good people, really good people, And they've been doing it for a long time too, so they're so cool. I also with Late Bloomers for a bit. I think they asked me to be Late Bloomers. And then I'm thinking.
What would you have played in these bands? Like all keyboard in all of them, or have you?
Yeah, I haven't. Dude, if I was playing guitar, I would be a fucking crazy person, dude. Like,
why?
You see me going on keyboard like that. Like, if I had a guitar, I'll lose my shit, man. It's probably best I don't play guitar because I would be too fucking wild, man. I'd be too.
So, like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Like, are you saying?
I think for me it will be good.
Yeah.
But I don't try showing videos of me playing to my parents because they right away just think you're on drugs, aren't you? And I'm like,
what?
I feel the music, Mom. Like, don't, like, I'm not on drugs. This is how I feel. Like, no, you're definitely taking something. No one should move the way you move unless we're on something. And I'm like,
oh. Wow. Thanks, Mom.
I know, right? And there's a couple of pictures. Like, I was hanging out with Chris the other day from Bonnie Boy.
Yep.
And then they showed us pictures from one of our shows we had I was like my friend James Herrera's wedding. Shout out James Herrera.
Yep.
He got married and he allowed us to play at his home for his wedding. And there was every picture they took is, Bonnie Boy's like this, cool, chill. And I'm like fucking possessed. Like you look at my eyes, it doesn't even look like I'm really there. It's like, yes, there's there, but it's like, I don't know, man. It was fucking crazy. And I told
Yeah, man, that's cool.
every single shot that I've seen so far of myself, it's like Bonnie Boy looks cool, looks great, looks hip, and then Hector's just out of some other fucking dimension, probably.
That's cool, man. But that's like why I like seeing you playing,
Thank
because
you.
you are like clearly very into it. So that's like
Oh yeah, man. It's everything or nothing, dude. That's it.
So do you write your own stuff like with the bands you're in, or how does that work like from that end? Maybe it depends and all that.
So it depends. It depends. And if anybody seeing as if this video and I didn't shout out your band is because my mind is not working with me right now.
I know they're gonna be mad at you. Why didn't you tell them about us?
Yeah, I did. If I remember, I'll make sure to remind everybody or whoever's watching.
Yeah, we'll run credits at the end.
Yeah.
Like a movie.
So with Los Solos is a very, very cool project because this one feels like my band. So this is my band. Why, you might ask, is because yes, I have more to say in the creative process as opposed to Bonnie Boy, as opposed to other bands that I may be in or just playing. So yes, I write the lyrics, I help with the arrangements, and not all the lyrics, of course. It's a collective effort, definitely a collective effort. So because of that reason, it feels like I am part of a band. And not saying that I'm not a part of a band with Bonnie Boy. It's just when it's Bonnie Boy, it's Chris's vision. And I've told him many times, like, yo, I believe in your vision. Use me as your instrument and your vehicle to express that vision to the world. If it's within my own capabilities, I would love to do that. Use me in that sentiment. And he knows that. We've talked about this many times. Yep. But at the same time, like I don't write the lyrics for Bonnie Boy or the riffs or any of that. Like I can give some like input, like maybe some chord progressions that I might enjoy that might be enhancing the music. Of course, Chris would be like, yo, Hector, that sounds so dope. I know I tell you to do this, to do that, but you should do that instead. I'm like, think, okay, great. So definitely, I do have some input in Bonnie Boy, but not in the sense of arranging the songs or the lyrics or making the songs. Even though I think Chris is open to that now, and we'll work on that as we go. But again, with Los Solos, that's my band.
Yeah. And your band, as in like you lead it, or it just feels like it's more your band because of the other things that you said, like the other one, like the latter, sounds like.
Yeah. And with Los Solos, it's such an organic process.
Yeah, how'd that all come together?
It's so organic, Marvin. It's like right now I'm still in a honeymoon phase with all these cats. And I hope it prolongs as long as it can, because quite frankly, it's an amazing band. Yes, the sound is good, but also the relationship as people is good. We listen to each other, we talk about it, we express our needs and wants, we have clear boundaries, and we respect those boundaries. And when it comes to the music making, some things work, some things don't. We experiment and we give our honest opinion about the matter. Like, yo, Hector, I think you should sing this one. No, Richie, I think you should sing this one. And everybody's like, nah, Richie should sing it. Like, nah, Hector should sing it. So then we all come up with that consensus. So it's not about the ego. It's about music. It's about creating something bigger than ourselves. Again, going back to what I said like some time ago.
Yep.
That's why I enjoy it. So when we sit down, Pete, usually the guitar player, Pete, shout out, Pete.
Shout out.
He usually brings something to the table. And then Richie, shout out Richie, he creates the drum beat. And then from there on out, everybody joins. And then Garrett, he comes up with the trumpet parts. Shout out Garrett. And then I just kind of come in at the end to kind of just spice things up a bit as much as I can.
Yeah.
And then we all go home with like, okay, we got the recording, we got the instrumental. Let's have a lyric battle. Whoever can come up with the best lyrics, the best musical line wins, and is going to be the one that's gonna be showcased for the song. So then I go home, I listen to it, I come up with lyrics. Richie goes home, he listens to it, he comes up with lyrics, Pete does, and whoever wants to join, they totally can. So then we come together the next rehearsal, and then we present our ideas, and they're like, yo, I really like Richie's better than this one or that one, blah, blah, blah. But how about this? I really like that one part that Pete came up with, like, or me, I come like, well, we can do this instead. And then we end up fixing it and arranging it in a way that we all think it's the best.
Cool. And you're able to reach consensus 100% of the time?
It's not, man. There's a couple of things that even I'm not okay with playing, but I'll do it because
Yeah,
it's
okay.
music.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, it serves the music, and I'm willing to compromise in
Put
that.
that to the side and like
Yeah,
just move forward so you guys can like keep moving ahead. Yeah, so
exactly.
how many have you all written at this point?
Dude, that it's fuck, man. Like, okay, let me count, man. So I think within about 10 to 11 songs.
Okay, cool.
But the songs that we play currently are the ones that are ready to be played live.
Okay, got it.
There's other songs that we've written that we don't play anymore because we decided to go a different direction.
Okay.
So there's songs that we just kind of kept playing at the beginning, but then the more content or the more songs we started developing, we're like, maybe we shouldn't do that anymore. And so far, so good. Like we have almost about 40 to 45 minutes of original content.
That's awesome.
Only been a band since like a full like 7-piece band since December of last year.
Yep.
So yeah.
That's amazing. What are you guys gonna do with those songs? Are you gonna record them?
Yeah, so that's the next step, man. That's the next step. That's why hopefully with October and then November and December, we zone in on recording because we need to. The reason why we haven't done it is because we are still looking for candidates to kind of record our music. Someone that understands the sound, someone that understands the vision that we're going for. And
Which is what? Just curious. I mean, I think I know some answers, but like, what is that vision? What is that sound? You know what I mean?
it has to be kind of like deep soul.
Okay.
Someone understands soul music, you know, and I'm still trying to understand it. I came into Los Solos originally because I thought it was going to be a cumbia band, a psychedelic cumbia band.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to be a psychedelic cumbia band. It turned into being a soul band.
Wow, psychedelic cumbia would have been dope. But
I know, and you know what? And that's another like compromise that I'm telling you about that we all decided to do. Like, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna do like cumbia? Are we gonna do soul? What are we gonna do? So then we ended up saying we're gonna do soul, and we'll do cumbias, but not as much as we would do soul music.
got it. Yeah, and why do you think? I'm curious on this. Why does that have to be so defined? Do you think? You know what I mean? You know what I'm
Good
asking?
question.
Yeah,
Good question. I presume it's because we've been getting more attention as a soul band.
got it.
We've
Yeah,
been getting more recognition in that community, which is an incredible community. Like everybody in the soul community is just incredibly nice, incredibly good people. And we've had so many opportunities with them. And it's not to cater to them per se, but mostly
but it does help to like kind of help them
yeah.
know about you and like what you
Yeah.
do and all of that stuff. Yeah, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Being strategic about that
Right.
matter, about being smart about it, you know? And quite frankly, I mean, why would you want to be a jack of all trades when you can just zone in on an art form, you know? So that's another thing. Like we can definitely work on cumbias, but then we're neglecting the soul scene or the soul.
Yeah.
Scene. We can definitely work on the soul scene, but then we're also neglecting the cumbia stuff.
Yep.
So it's just one of those things. It's just like, what do we want to do?
Yeah, like pick a
Who
direction.
knows, man? I mean, bands change, they rearrange. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll come back to the roots. Maybe we'll decide to do a little bit of cumbia, but under a different alias. You know, wouldn't be Los Solos. It would be under some other name. You know, so
Solas.
Las Solas.
Yeah.
Oh,
Marvin, baby, just came up with the.
hey, man. I mean, it's on video, so why not? You know.
No, that's cool though, man. So you guys like so to come up with stuff like you come up with the instrumental, you break away, and it's like whoever on the next go around when we get back together has like the best ideas, that's what's gonna be move forward with. So is it like put up to a vote kind of thing? Like
yeah.
wins kind of thing?
Yeah, majority wins. Now this is a democracy, not like not like the other band that I told you about at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's like a democracy. Like we definitely vote on what's more better.
Yep.
It's healthy competition, you know. I don't get mad or sad if my idea doesn't get picked, and I'm pretty sure everybody in the band doesn't get mad or sad if their ideas were not picked.
Yeah.
It's just because it serves the music better.
Yep.
It's a collective effort, and we all want the best.
That's awesome, man. So which ones? Because you sang let me see. There was the track that was put on the recently released Neighborhood Watch
Yeah, man. The
Volume
city.
1 compilation, The City. Yep. So who was like the main driver of that one? Um,
It was a
isn't that
collective.
you singing? That's you,
I
right?
am singing.
Yeah,
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 I
yeah,
am singing that one.
yeah, yeah.
So I wrote the lyrics for that one, and obviously my lyrics won. So I won the competition.
Yeah, damn, another one, dude. Fuck, bro.
No,
Winning
so
every
yeah, and then
man.
Pete he came up with the guitar parts, and then I'm pretty sure Garrett and Steven or shout out Steven Swanson. They probably worked it out. And then, Richie came up with the drum stuff and everything else kind of fell into place.
Okay.
I'm so happy about that song, man. Like I still have the scratch tracks of that one. And it's grown so much, man. It's grown to the point where like it's almost unrecognizable. Like right here what we had before at the beginning and now we have now, it's like, whew,
That's awesome. So
Yeah.
you guys like record like how do you have a scratch track? You record somehow?
Yeah, with like voice memos, using
Okay, yeah, got it.
like that's how we record it. So then we have an idea of how it's supposed to sound. Because we did the city through a tape track, I believe. I'm not so good at recording lingo.
Yeah, it's all good.
Recorded to an eight track, something like that. I don't know.
Crap.
8 track. There we go. 8 track. I'm just a performer, dude. I don't know shit about recording. I should know.
It's fun, but I don't know shit about it either, man. But where do you guys record at?
At our rehearsal spot.
Okay, so who has the 8-track?
I think it's Pete.
Okay.
The guy that has all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
He's the guy that did it all. I think he mixed it as well. No, I know he mixed it. He's the guy that did it. So yeah, Pete is incredible. He's a really good incredible guitar player, but at the same time, he knows a lot about recording and too.
Yeah. All the dudes in ladies.
Nah, man.
So
but those solos it's a collective. We all believe in it. We all like the vision. We are all on the same track, the same wavelength when it comes to this.
That's awesome, dude. And then the next work that you're gonna put together, you said, so what's it gonna be like? A few songs or all the songs that you've written, or how are you approaching the what should I call it? Upcoming release?
Upcoming release.
Yeah.
I think for now, because of the market, preferably through singles. I think people listen to that more than albums.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that we also wanted to release a 45. So it might just be like one side, 2 songs, the B side, 2 other songs. So I think it'll be the next step, coming up with a 45.
Singles and a 45?
Yeah, probably. And then hopefully at the end it will be an album.
Mm-hmm.
Also, press it on and vinyl and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
So yeah, dude, I think that's the next step. But I mean, we're still trying to find that. I think we're still just relatively new, man. We're still on that honeymoon phase as a band, so who knows as things go by. I don't think we'll change our minds now, but we'll see. Maybe we'll just want to do a whole album first and then do the rest later.
Yeah, I think being a little open on all that shit probably makes sense until naturally, like, it starts to kind of come together a little bit more.
Yeah, man.
You're right. People listen to singles nowadays. Like, I still listen to whole albums, but actually I guess not that much, to be honest with you. Like, I have a whole vinyl collection now that I started during COVID, but
nice.
Yeah, it's sick.
What records do you have, man?
Oh man, I just have a shitload. Let me see. I'm just gonna start going in order. I don't really have it in an order, so I'm just gonna put stuff up. This is Thundercat.
Woo! That's cool, dude.
Let's see. I'm just gonna do a couple here. Purple Rain, obviously.
Nice.
So yeah, okay.
That's dope.
And then you're gonna see just how random it starts to go. Black Moon. So
Oof.
I love like old school hip hop. This is
Amen.
Far Side, Far Side?
Yes, of course, man.
So,
your mama's so fake.
Yeah.
Your mama's so big and fast, she could get busy with doing it.
Yeah, that's
of course, dude.
Classic, dude. This is Pinata, Freddie Gibbs. If you know this, Freddie Gibbs.
They don't, man. That's cool though.
So, let me see. The Chronic, obviously.
Obviously.
You know what I mean? Like, and then if you just keep going, we start running into here MF Doom and like.
Yeah, man.
So I guess I'd say it's like Old school hip hop, a few modern stuff too, like modern rap, a little bit, indie shit, shoegaze, punk, a lot of punk in here. Some classic rock, like Pink Floyd is one of my favorite bands.
Ooh,
Radiohead,
oh, dude, love Pink Floyd, man.
you do?
I love Pink Floyd.
One of my favorite bands, dude. Like one of the first bands. That band changed my life, bro. Actually, like when I first, because that's a band that obviously everybody knows, like Dark Side of the Moon. Everybody knows that cover, right? But I think
Mhm.
I actually had not heard it until I was like 12, and I think I just got it from the library just because I had always seen that cover and I knew it was like famous. But then when I actually listened to it, it changed my fucking life, bro.
Dude,
Like, oh,
yeah.
I'm never gonna be the same again. Got it.
What's your favorite Pink Floyd album? Do you have one?
Metal.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I have a copy in here somewhere. So it's metal, or honestly, probably Dark Side of the Moon. I know that's like the basic answer, right? But it is actually a fucking amazing album. Like it's
Oh yeah, man.
you know,
You can listen. I can listen to that from like beginning to end. And
every time. Yeah.
that was actually my second album I bought as a kid.
Oh yeah.
I'll never forget the first one I bought. The first one I bought. Huh?
NSYNC.
NSYNC? No, that'd be funny. The Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
Backstreet Boys fan.
Before I knew about like good music, which actually I would still say it's good music now, but that was like the shit that I knew. It was just like whatever's on the radio is what I know about. So, but that changed with Tony Hawk actually. But anyway, go ahead.
Yes, Pro Skater 2 or which one?
3 for me actually, and
For
one.
me was
1 and 3.
3 was 2.
Really?
Oh, the whole
Yeah.
soundtrack, fucking like, whoa, dude, that was so cool.
Yeah, it's like shit that I had never heard before, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're telling me. So that was your second record, Dark Side of the Moon?
Yeah, the first one was American Idiot.
Okay, yeah.
That was like the first one. I think I bought that album 2 times because I let everybody in my 6th grade class borrow it, and some of them just scratched the fuck out of it.
Fuckers.
So I had to buy another one. So I could take
days, yeah.
that one twice.
That's sick though. I mean, yeah, so like exactly. My first record was NSYNC. So like I think everybody's first is probably like not their best selection, you know what I mean? But that was back in the day, bro. That was like 90 fucking 6 or some shit, 7.
Ooh, damn, dude.
I told you, bro, I'm fucking old ass.
No, how old are you, Marvin?
34.
Okay.
Oh, bro, you're like okay, yeah, you're hello.
Well, I mean, nowadays people say that being in your 30s is like being in your 20s. So
yeah, but that's probably a bad thing, bro. Like, what do you think about that? That sounds like people are gonna be having kids when they're 60, dude, and then like
yeah, man. I mean, it's because of a lot of contributing factors.
Yeah,
people are not having kids as much as before.
Yeah.
Also, things are more expensive. Quality of life is changing.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into it. I personally don't like it, but I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, like it might like be actually a negative for society over the long term, you know.
Yeah, man.
Happening like 30 becoming the new 20, you know what I mean? Like a bunch of 30-year-olds who are still like fucking children in their head.
Playing video games and I know. We no offense to anyone that plays video games, but you know.
That good, dude, you know what I mean? But yeah, no, but it's fine for now. Like we'll see. But it's something to think about, bro. You know what I mean? So okay, so Dark Side of the Moon was your second record. And yeah, it's an amazing changed my life, honestly. So
how so, Marvin?
I think just because before I listened to that record, I don't know that I understood that music could be like, I don't know, life-changing, you know what I mean? Because the whole theme of that album, all of the sounds, not even knowing that for the time it was innovative, like it was innovative for me to just hear that record because like what they did with like that track On the Run after the first one, Breathe, you know, On the Run, like that is just the like, yeah, like I was like, what the fuck is this? Like this isn't even like that didn't sound to me like any music that I had heard at that point because like they were doing like a concept track, which I had like this. I don't know what my 12-year-old thoughts were at that time, but it was just like, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? Like, how can you have how can this be a song? But it
Just
was.
making it
And then it has like the running and like the
yeah.
sound effects and like it's the whole experience. And the way that it even segued into it was like breathe. It goes like I forget the words, but it like just segues. Da, 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 da.
Mhm.
Like it's like gradually, yeah, it's just like yeah, gradually it's like what? And then
Yeah,
all of
man.
the tracks are like that. So like they segue, like there's no clear division between there is, I guess, in particular on CD, like there literally is a division, but it was all sequenced linearly, and so it's not like this song ends and now it's track three, it was just like this whole, so all of that was very um life changing for me. And then the guitar work, where I think I was already getting interested in guitar. I'm pretty sure, like, I think Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody solo was like a song that had me starting to dream about like guitar and like just me playing guitar or whatever. But the
Right, man.
guitar work on Dark Side of the Moon is incredible. And then the tones that he would have, like in the
Oh,
solo for Time, I was like, what the fuck is this, dude? So, but again, this is like a all new stuff for me. Prior to that, it had been probably more like rap and, like um, pop, and so Dark Side of the Moon was just very different from that.
yeah, man. That's so cool. I think when I heard Run for the first time, I didn't know what a synthesizer was.
Mm-hmm.
I tried so hard to play that on the keyboard. I felt
Really?
like fucking like maybe 13.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I tried to, I don't even know what a synthesizer was. I didn't know that even
Yeah.
existed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's
then I was so lost. I was like, how in the world are they playing that fast?
right. Yeah, like because you knew that you didn't know that it was just like a loop that they
Yeah,
plugged into
I
the
don't know this stuff.
yeah,
Nobody told me.
right. Yeah, no, so I was fascinated with that record. And yeah, I was telling Tony Hawk, like that changed the game too, man. Like that's how I discovered like punk actually, which um prior to Tony Hawk 4, Anarchy in the UK by Sex
Mm,
Pistols was my introduction to that, which there you go.
that's dope, man.
Hmm.
I think Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 had a lot of pop punk.
It did, yeah. And some hip hop. I think it had like
Yeah.
I think it had
At
Public
what's that
Enemy.
song called?
Were they on?
Yeah, Public Enemy comes out. Yeah, with Anthrax. That's right. Yeah, Bring
Yeah.
the Noise, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the one.
That's sick.
Dude, that's so cool. That's freaking crazy, man.
I know, man. Well, let me ask you, what do you think about? Because I liked when we were talking earlier about the how Solos, like you guys made a decision to be so and you're talking like you're saying it's strategic. So what do you think of like just kind of strategy and stuff like that when it comes to music? Like, do you
Oh,
think
you have to. Like
okay, got it. So
you have to be you have to consider a lot of things when releasing your music, releasing your content. Like for instance, like I like to post things after 6 p.m. People generally are leaving at work. They're probably scrolling through their phone. I don't know, doing something like that after 6 p.m. or sometime in the morning time. Or if we're gonna go ahead and do like a huge show, we'll go ahead and release something beforehand. Be strategic. Like we still have a lot of things. We have some aces under our sleeves that we're not gonna release until the time is right. Once the time is right, then we'll go ahead and do it. So we hold on to a lot of things still today because of that reason. We want the most amount of exposure, and we also want to make sure that the right audience is listening to it. And it's kind of hard, especially if you're broke and you don't want to invest in like actually
marketing.
What's the thing, like marketing or any of that kind of stuff. So you got to find the right ways of doing it. So you got to use all the tools that you can have. And a lot of the person that's helped us a lot with that is Jose Cano. Shout out Jose Cano from Las Cafeteras. Kind of a mentor to us and been helping us a lot. Same with George, Bailon Music. Shout out with George, Bailon Music. They've been tremendous help. And there's something that I like about Los Solos. It's the fact that there's people out there that want to help us out. I don't know, maybe they believe in it, I guess. So they want to help us out. So because of their advice, we've listened and we try to be very strategic with how we release our tracks, Like for instance, when we had the TBD live performance, right? We still have a couple of songs that we haven't released yet from that recording.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep.
So we will probably release it sometime when we feel the time is right.
Oh, but you have them you have them as recordings that you can release. I think you're saying.
Yeah. Like they're separated into 4 because we did 4 songs for that session.
Yeah.
We only release Hey Girl, but we have the other ones, and we will definitely keep them there for a while until again we feel like it's a good time. And not just with those, we have other stuff too on the works that we don't feel it's a good time yet. And for that reason, we're like, okay, when is the right time? Let's think about it for a sec. Let's strategize. So sometimes our rehearsals are also marketing meetings, try to market our brand, because that's how I think of it sometimes.
You do? Okay. Yeah. What do you think then of if people are ever like, oh, that's like erodes the art and that kind of shit? Like, what do you think?
What was that again? Can you say that again?
It erodes like the art, you know what I mean? When you like kind of take that business view of music and art and all that shit, that it erodes it. You know what I mean? Like it diminishes it, it undermines it. Like I've never hear that at all. I don't know that you would, but I know that that's definitely a perspective that kind of exists out there, isn't it?
I don't think so. I wish, and I think nowadays, because of Los Retros, because of Cola Boy, because of all these other cool bands coming out, I think people are becoming more and more. There's like a healthy competition, and they're becoming more professional. I think it's enhancing the music, to be sincere with you. I think the fact that people are like not only Los Solos, but I know other bands are doing it too. They are becoming more self-aware of the amount of power that they have as a band in the scene. So they're not so much like just thinking, oh, I just want to make money. Like not so much is I get the right people to listen to my work, because the right people are going to connect to your music. That's just the bottom line. Like that's what I think. So how do I reach that audience? What do I have to do? So you're becoming more aware of that. And yes, it's business, but it's one of those things that it would take away from the music if our whole rehearsal time is just thinking about strategizing, marketing techniques and all that kind of stuff. Yes, take away. But we also try to have business meetings, because we have noticed that, oh, dude, we just spent about 45 minutes talking about how we're gonna promote this show that we want to do. Like, fuck, man, we should have been rehearsing. So we do have to, business
carve out time so that doesn't
So what we would try to do is, okay, tonight is just strictly music. Next time we meet is business, no more than an hour, 45 minutes. Next time, let's do songwriting. And within the songwriting, we're gonna work on vocals. So harmonizing, making sure that we're good when we're live.
Yeah.
So we practice about 2 to 3 times a week. And it's because of those things, we're also thinking about merch. We're thinking about how to promote the show that we're trying to do, like we did with Casa Agria show. Like that was something that it took a lot of time. We definitely sat down and thought about it. What can go wrong? What can go right? What can change? What should we keep the same?
That's cool.
Because we realize this is what we need to do. And then on top of that, working on the music, working on the merch, and also doing backup vocals, because I'm not sure if you know this, but some bands, like their backup vocals are usually like studio musicians. They get the studio musicians or studio singers to go on tour with them to sing, and the band is their thing. We're doing both. We're doing the vocals and the music. So
yeah, I didn't know that. Well, I guess it makes that, like, are you saying bands do that, or more like
soul bands do that?
Okay. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Interesting.
Yeah, soul band. Not like, I'm pretty sure the bands don't do that, but like soul band.
Yeah.
So then we have to go ahead and try doing all of that,
Yeah, because you all sing in the group, right? Except
dude, there's like the nightmare for any sound guy. They'll tell you that.
Yeah, like 7 mics and maybe like even miking up the drums depending on the show too. But fucking
dude.
Like
in my experience, to answer your question, personally, it could not help the music if you're just focusing on that and not the music.
Yeah.
But coordinate that, it will enhance the music. If you're methodical about it, it will enhance, and the right people and the right audience, and you will have the amount of exposure that you're willing to have without having to pay, because
So maybe there's like a little shift that's occurring because I like the way you're saying it. Because I know in the past, like I say this to some people, but like join the internet, I like to think of it like a company, even
Yeah, dude.
though,
You do great promotional videos. I love the stuff you do, man. Like you fucking own it, Marvin. I
I'm
love it.
clearly stupid, like you know what I mean.
I was like, dude,
Dumbass.
I need to go to this show.
Yeah, like okay, well that's the intent, right? Like that people hopefully see it and it like kind of feels like, okay, this is something that, it doesn't just feel like a band playing for 30 minutes. Hopefully it feels like an event, or something like something worth witnessing, hopefully. And yeah, like you're saying, it takes a lot of time and effort and intention and thoughtfulness to just like think about like who is your brand, what is like what defines it and those sorts of things. And so um how do you position it, in front of people that will appreciate it or are more likely to appreciate it? And I think that is then a changing perspective because I don't know that like in the early 2010s, for example, if there were indie bands talking that way, they'd probably be like, oh, you're just like, I don't know, fake rocker or some shit. I don't know. Like, you know what
It
I'm saying?
wasn't. That's the difference between. Again, I've been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
That's the difference between back then and now.
Mm-hmm.
Is I think it's just healthy competition, man. You
Yeah.
don't want to be the next Los Retros or the next Colo Boy or the next Anderson Pack in the
I
805.
love competition. I think it's healthy, like you're saying. So that's
So
kind of
yeah,
cool. Like to see others doing shit and it's like sick and like, oh, I want to do that. You know what I mean? Like, how do I get this to that point? Like that's dope. You know what I mean?
and so you're being inspired. That's the
Yeah.
cool thing about it. You're being inspired by it as opposed to being threatened by it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because that could go. It could go bad, man. It could be very toxic.
Yeah.
Point
Yeah.
where they're like, "Fuck this band, fuck that band," and there just be a bunch of haters everywhere.
Yeah. Hating is not cool.
But being influenced by, like, let's say, join the internet did some really good. The energy that Marvin has is incredible. We should probably try emanating that. Not copy Marvin's style because that's unique. That's you. That's who you are. Not copying that energy. I mean, you're what you're saying, but maybe having that same energy and same intent.
Yeah.
It could connect to the people it needs to connect with.
Yep. Yeah, and I think like being inspired by others is like a really good thing. Like I actually I say this too, like I'm a fan of wrestling from the 90s. I don't know if you are, but like,
I saw your last podcast. You guys were talking about wrestling, yeah.
Dude, yeah, well, because we went to take our nephews to see a WWE event in Bakersfield for their birthday. So
That's cool, dude.
and but yeah, it's kind of like how I think of it because those are like the format is that it's like a contest, right? But it's not like this it's orchestrated and the outcomes are fixed. Like the pain is real because you can't fake falling on concrete. You can't fake that. But yeah, it's like definitely like they have these personas and like they put the thought into like what the characters are going to be, and so all of that to me I think is fascinating because then they the really good ones they shoot those promos like The Rock, for example. The Rock.
Yeah, of course.
He became a cultural icon because of wrestling and because of like this like character that he created for himself. That's him.
Yeah.
I think he'll tell you like it's him, but it's like a version of him. And so I kind of think of music as a business in that same sort of way.
Good.
Even once you go ahead.
I totally agree on you that. That's why the way that you're approaching it and the way that I think Los Solows is approaching it and the way I think other bands are doing it, it's the business. You are investing your time because think about it, man. Time is that's the precious resource we all have. Like
it's gonna run out too at some point. Yeah. So
yeah. So how are you intentional with your time and effort, especially when it comes to being in a band? Because it's a gamble, man. I mean,
definitely
getting the traction they're getting now, and tomorrow will be nothing. It's certain,
Yep.
It's certain. So how do you use your time wisely? And then you are working on your music, but yet on your business. So that's awesome. You and I see eye to eye on that perspective.
Especially because music is like the shittiest type of business to want to make.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you're basically to fail like 99.99% of the time. So So keep going.
No. That's dude. I just wanted to say I totally agree with you on that perspective. And things are changing as compared to the back 10 years ago and now. No one was talking about strategizing or content making or how do we promote this concert that we're gonna play. No one. I don't remember. And by the way, before I forget, I also played with Bobby Ray. So shout out Bobby Ray.
Oh, you did, dude? What the
yeah.
fuck?
I forgot about. I didn't forget. Right now, it just came back to me.
Yeah, that's sick.
Also, I play at church. I play as a accompanist at church currently.
Yeah.
And also, shout out Music Freaks. Sometimes Music Freaks does some events.
What's
and
Music Freaks?
I work with as a music teacher, and we have faculty bands. So I sometimes join the faculty band and play keyboard with some other really good musicians from the area and also the LA area. And
what's Music Freaks?
Yeah, Music Freaks. Check out Music Freaks. Take your kids there.
What is it though? A school or what?
Yeah, it's a school / music venue / music store.
Oh, interesting.
It's an incredible spot, man. I'm very, very, very happy to be there.
It's called Music Freaks. I can't.
Yeah, music, like music, and then freaks, FREQ.
Oh, I see.
Like frequency, but
yeah,
not frequency,
gotcha.
like frequency or freaks.
Okay, that's what I was doing wrong. I was typing in freaks like the freaks go out at night, so wrong freaks. Oh, it's in Camarillo?
Yeah, man, Camarillo, dude.
Wait, do you live in Camarillo or in Oxnard?
Hell no, I live in Oxnard.
Okay.
My whole life appears to be in Camarillo. The church I play with is in Camarillo.
Interesting.
Is in Camarillo. My doctor's in Camarillo. I should just move over there.
Why is that?
Frankly, I love Oxnard a little too much, man. I'm staying here.
Oxnard's cool, dude. I've been thinking about going out there and but we'll see. Like, I've been in Santa Barbara for a long time and I love it here. But I love what's going on in Oxnard and Ventura, man. I got to be honest with you,
Before if you decide, when you decide to move out, please tell me so I can go to Santa Barbara and visit you and you can show me all around it. So I'd love to get your perspective on there,
Come through, dude.
Yes. I think November I'll have more time. So we'll plan something for November, yeah?
November, yeah, dude. Like, I have thought, because we did that barbecue and that was a lot of fun.
That was so cool. I'm glad you did that, man. That was
super fun, man. And I just haven't had an opportunity to kind of go back into wanting to do something like that, but I do at some point. So
that was a great idea, man.
Band Thanksgiving or some shit.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
What? You like that?
Hey, man. Let's do it. Let's plan it out.
Dude, right here. You heard it right here on BAP 14. Bandsgiving. Like
Bandsgiving. That's a good way of marketing it. Not thinking about business and shit.
I know. I'm always doing that, dude. I can't stop. Like, I think it gets annoying to. I think it does get annoying to my band members sometimes because I'm like relentless about all that shit. Like, how do we brand it? What do we title? Like, they're like, dude, we just want to fucking play. You know what I mean? Like,
someone has to do it, Marvin. Someone do it. If you want to go to the next level, if you want to do that, you got to do. Someone has to basically be able to do that.
Who does it in Los Solows?
Oof.
The biggest pusher of that. Pete. Richie.
Fuck, man. Probably it's a combination, man. It's a combination. I think between I can't pinpoint one of us that would just be like, man, because when I'm saying we're like a marketing team, we're a fucking marketing team.
That's cool.
We present an idea and then someone else be like, yo, let's do this too. Let's do that. Let's do a weepstakes. Let's give a giveaway. Let's do this and that, blah, 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 blah. So then we just go ahead and just have ideas here and there. But I mean, if I were to choose someone from the band, I would say Pete and Richie.
Yeah.
I think both of them are the ones. I just give my input on the matter. And we all use
and everybody contributes and
like I use my connections that I built throughout the years, my network. And then Richie has his network, Pete has his network, Eddie has his network, Steven, Garrett, Sophie, we all know people. And because of that reason, we're like, that idea was great. You know what? I know this one guy. I know this photographer. I know this film guy. Oh yeah, my boss can help us out with that. He knows a couple of lawyers that can read this contract that we're looking at right now. Let's get his input. So we have stuff like that.
You need a team. So that's cool. And it's good. Like there's people who will have their preferences and push in one direction. Like you're saying, like Pete and Richie sounds like if you had to pick somebody, they're the most like of the people pushing that type of thing
Yeah.
forward. And that's cool. You need a team. Like um JTI is a team too, like we have people who aren't even in the band who help with
Yeah,
getting
dude.
it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh my God. Steven's parents always help us out with merch.
yeah.
Always there because we'll be here saying hi, doing this, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, don't worry about it. We'll stay in the merch table. We'll help out.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? Like, it's so cool, you know?
That's a team, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you need that shit because like we need that actually because our merch table, like after a gig, I'm always like, I need to die now. So I can't die now. There's nobody
Hey, that's how you know it's a good show.
yeah, so that's true. But then I'm like, yeah, I just have to die somewhere. And so I go to die and I'm dead. And then nobody's selling the merch. So like figure that one
Stealing
out.
all our shirts.
Yeah. Because I think people want it, but then like maybe we'll figure out like automatic checkout. That'll be our innovation, like automatic checkout for indie shows.
Yeah, dude. Oh, also, I was in a salsa band in high school and college. Shout out. That was a dream of mine. I love
salsa.
Yeah, I was a singer in a salsa band for like a minute. It was hilarious, dude. I fucking love salsa. If you ever see me weird like shirts that I wear, like kind of crazy shirts like this one, like it's usually because it was.
Oh, is that from your salsa days? Yeah, dude, you're always like you got the fits on point, my G.
Thanks, man. Well, that's because I want to emanate like salseros from like the 70s.
Okay.
So that happened, and yeah.
So that's an intentional thing that you're doing.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm trying to. This is record label called Fania Records, and yeah, Fania Records.
How do you spell it? Fania, Fania.
Fania. Fania.
Okay. Fania Records. Okay. And what? They're a modern salsa label.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Their origins are from the 70s, but definitely they're still doing it. You know, they're still keep doing records and all that, like all their albums from the past and stuff like that. So if you ever check out any of those dudes, like it's a band called La Fania All Stars. So La Fania All Stars were the best of the record label, and they decided to come together and like build a mega salsa band. Just imagine like the Avengers of salsa and the salsa universe came together and decided to make an album.
That's amazing, dude. I love cumbias. I love like merengues. I don't really listen to a lot of salsa, but
yeah, no salsa. These cats are fucking incredible, man. I love cumbia too. That's like my thing. My family, that Mexico City, so we listen to cumbia a lot. But also salsa. Salsa is like also very well known. So whenever you see me with those shirts, it's because I'm trying to emanate those 1960s salseros from New York City.
Where do you buy your clothes at?
Whoa, man! These shirts find.
Is that a secret?
Nah, it's not a secret. I mean, honestly, it's thrift stores, but I go to Mexico City a lot.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, it's where my family's from, so I get a lot of my shirts from there.
Oh, interesting.
There's this like swap meet, huge swap meet. It's called La Lagunilla, and usually you can find it on Sundays in Tepito, which is a neighborhood or a barrio in the city.
Yep.
Then I find a lot of cool shit there.
That's sick, dude.
I bring it back to the States, and you'll probably never find a shirt like that over here because they're from Mexico City.
Yeah, because it's unique. But I've seen you like with robes on and shit, like looking like royalty, bro. Like that's all from Mexico City, or like
no, that one actually. So you probably talking about my leopard coat that I had?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. That was Lindsay Frey. Lindsay Frey. Shout out to Lindsay Frey. She was the one that I'm borrowing it. I'm pretty sure she's ever like, yo, Hector, can I wear this? I was like, yes, of course, Lindsay. We're sharing it.
Yeah.
So she's the one that was like, yo, like you like this? I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me borrow it, okay? I was like, yes, of course. So I played it. I was wearing it when I was playing. Worst mistake, I'll tell you that. I'm never going to play a show with a freaking leopard coat.
Oh my God, it was so hot, I bet.
Oh, it was burning up. That was in Los Fest. Dude,
yeah.
Hot. On top of that, I decided to wear sunglasses. I don't know. My head.
My man.
But dude, I was at some point I didn't know which one was the white keys and which one was the black keys because everything just looked black. So
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
That was
Dude.
that was probably like the worst Bonnie Boy set I've ever done because I was just dying on stage. Dude.
Can you help me with my style, man? I feel like I need a look, you know.
Damn, dude. Well, I feel like
I've been doing the black, bro. I've been doing the black shirt and the fucking like jeans. Like I've been doing that my whole life, basically. So I think it's like I think
what
I need
what
a different.
do you have any? What's your biggest influences, Marvin? What are your biggest musical influences?
Fuck, I guess Pink Floyd, like I said earlier.
Pink Floyd.
Maybe like Ramones, TBH. Let me see. Like those are like two big ones that come out to my head right off the bat. MF Doom would probably be like third behind that. And maybe Radiohead, dude, to be honest.
Dude,
Radiohead.
those are pretty eclectic, man.
Do you think so?
Well, in the sense of like you're going from like, well, Radiohead and Pink Floyd, yeah, we meet eye to eye.
Yeah, yeah.
Bones, you know, then MF Doom, hip hop. I mean, at the end of the day, music is music.
Yeah, and
Why I'm
Ramones.
asking this is because I mean the way that I develop a style, I guess, because this is the alias when I'm on stage, but sometimes that alias transmits outside.
Yeah, yeah, it's like a part of you, right? Like that's kind of how I
So,
think of it too. It's like
so that's why try to find something that connects to you that is meaningful.
okay.
Well, if I ask your musical influences, is because maybe you can find some inspiration from these bands that you look up to in the way they dress and the way they carry themselves. So when you're on stage, you're emanating that same energy of these influences that you talked to me about.
Is that what you did? You're saying like
Yeah, that's what I did.
but then how did you land on salsa? Like is that the biggest like influence on you?
Dude, that's like it
Yeah?
oh my heart, everything just burns when I listen to this music and I
No way. That's so
enjoy
dope.
it. And some of my favorite bands dress like that. Like, you know, some of the members from Pink Floyd would dress in like very psychedelic clothing. So
Yeah.
that's the reason why, because I'm going with that. Like I love Pink Floyd, love Funny All Stars, the Mars Volta too, and they dress pretty crazy.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And like these are my biggest influences. So how do I make that into me? Because obviously they're making me into the musician that I am. I'm getting
Right.
from them. So then I have to find something also unique, but that I connect to and
Like you, but yeah,
feel
like
comfortable wearing. That's
you're
another
comfortable.
thing.
That's the yeah, because I want to be able to do something that I can. It's just my everyday. You know what I mean? It's not even like, oh, I only do this for the stage or whatever. Or this because I'm just, you know, trying to have people think whatever. I actually
Because
wanna
that
find
feels
what I can wear. You know what I
because
mean?
at the end of the day, that might feel unauthentic. And if you're unauthentic, then that might not connect to the audience that you want to connect to.
Yeah.
My biggest advice if you're looking for a style is finding your influences and then finding what you like from it, what you don't like from it, and going out and finding something that you enjoy wearing and you feel comfortable and that it speaks to you.
All right.
It,
I don't want you
it's
telling me later
easier
than
said
that.
than done, I'll tell you
Yeah.
that.
Well, yeah, or like you're gonna see me and I'll be wearing like leopard
Fuck
fucking
yeah, dude.
coats and
Fuck
like
yeah, and you're gonna rock it. You know why you're
and
gonna
then
rock it? Because you want to and you feel great doing it. I feel great.
dude, it looks like I actually would be so down to like have that fucking I don't know, it's like Ric Flair almost. You know Ric Flair, the wrestler? You don't know Ric Flair? Do you know Ric Flair?
No, dude, I'll be
Yeah,
honest with you.
Okay.
I didn't have cable when I was a kid.
Me either, dude. Me fucking either. I did not have cable, bro. I grew up broke.
So how did you watch wrestling?
So I didn't, which was the funniest part. We got cable eventually. So we did get cable at some point, but for a long time, the only way that I knew like what was happening with wrestling was because of my cousins who did watch it. So on the days where we went to their house, like they would record it. So there'd be opportunities just kind of see it. So I knew about the characters like Stone Cold and all those for a long time, but I never actually got to see it. And then eventually we did end up getting cable, and that was like fucking mind blowing for me because as good as you know it was made out to be for me, you know, like just the idea of like, you know, Stone Cold, right?
Of course, I know Rikishi. I know the
Rikishi, yeah.
I know the what was that guy's name? The business dude with the suit. What was his name?
Vince McMahon.
There we go. I know who that guy is.
Yeah.
I know Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
John Cena, but those are the more mainstream ones.
Well, Ric Flair was mainstream too, because he.
Okay,
he
never mind. I'm fucking off.
Ric Flair kind of reminds me of like your style now, because he does wear like the robes and like the coats, like his whole thing was that he's like styling,
Yeah,
like that
man.
was the whole vibe of that one. So
You got to be confident when you're wearing it too, because people would right away. People will like see right through your antics, and you'll be like,
yeah, but how can you not be confident if you're wearing a fucking coat, you got the glasses on and
"Fancy."
shit, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Dude, exactly, man. Life's too short, Marvin.
yeah, dude. Hell
Life's too
yeah.
short, man.
All right, man. I'll figure it out, and then you can
If you
tell
need
me.
help, if you want me to go out with you and like look for,
Yeah, you'll do that, dude. Nah,
yeah, man. In fact, when I go to, I sometimes go to LA too. I go to Melrose Avenue and I find a lot of cool shit there. I went there with Bonnie Boy a couple of weeks ago because also Chris is like, dude, like, where do you get all your shirts? Like, where do you do this? Where do you do that? And then everybody was,
no,
where'd you get your shit, Hector? And I was like, all right, come with me. So then,
dude. Chris has been lifting too, man. I see him. Like, he's been like, it seems like putting thought into his wardrobe and all those kind of
yeah,
shit.
man,
All of
because
them actually. Michaela too. Fucking,
yeah,
uh,
yeah,
Hector.
yeah,
Nathan,
definitely.
dude, he has that fucking blue coat or whatever. Like
Yeah.
that thing is sick. Like,
Nathan's been really putting some work in his wardrobe. I'll tell you that, and
yeah,
been good. He's doing great. And yeah, man, if you really want to, not getting you, we can go to LA. I'll show you where to go. We'll go together. Bring someone if you like. We'll go, and then we'll definitely. I'll take you to all the spots that I go to.
that sounds fun, man. Like if you're serious, I'm gonna hit you up about that.
Oh,
So,
I'm not joking. I love going there, man.
oh yeah, where do you go? Or is that like a secret, a little surprise?
Yeah, maybe between you and I, okay?
Okay, yeah, I feel
Between you
that.
and I, that's something that I'm not gonna.
Yeah, it's like the secret sauce, my boy.
Yeah, because then
Can't
then
say that
yeah,
two
it's
people who even
because
watch this.
and unfortunately I hate it when I used to be in high school, and I sound like a pretentious asshole probably, but
Hmm.
I was in high school. I love wearing Obey shirts. Like I love Shepard Fairey's art. And then all the cool pretty boys at school would wear Obey. And I was like,
Yeah.
come on, dude. So,
Come on, let me have fun.
it'll be between you and I, okay?
Okay, yep, I'm down, dude. We have some music that's gonna be coming up soon, so I'll be curious, like, um, I don't know if I would call it psychedelic cumbia, but somebody might, so I'm a maybe.
Okay, okay. What kind of music you got going on, man?
Well, I'm gonna send you a preview later, and I'll be curious what you think. But I guess I would call it like for a long time. I've been wanting to figure out a way to do cumbia, and have it make sense. Because like have it actually sound like I'm not making fun of it. You know what I mean?
Mhm. You
Because
want to
I
be,
think
yeah.
it's really there can be a really fine line between doing a style wrong and then well, so
Yeah.
I've been trying for years to figure out how to like do cumbia believably, and I think we might finally have it, but I'll be curious to see what you might think. So
Yeah, man,
but
definitely. I love
it's
to
not
hear it.
like it's in English, you know what I mean, and it's not like I don't think it sounds like it doesn't sound like Sonora Dinamita or something, it sounds more like on the internet, but we'll see what you think.
I was gonna ask you, were you listening to any specific artists as you were writing your cumbia?
Yeah, I listen to a lot of La Sonora Dinamita.
Ooh.
To be honest with you, like that's just like from growing up with all that shit. You know what I mean? Let me see. Who does Se me perdió la cadenita? Do you know that song?
Se me perdió la what?
La cadenita. Let me see. That is La Sonora. Okay, yeah, La Sonora.
Yeah, Sonora.
So, Carmen, se me perdió la cadenita. You know that song? Yeah.
Yeah, Carmen. Yeah, of course, dude. Those are classics.
That's a banger, dude. So listening to a bunch of shit like that. And then yeah, like trying to hear like what's actually happening here. So that's where I like figured out that it really is like you have to get that beat down. You know what I mean? Like you have to get that beat down. If you don't get the beat right, like with the percussion and like the everything else, I'm not even using like I'm just doing this MIDI, but without the right beat, it's not gonna sound right, no matter what.
Yeah, man. Also, send me the track, and I'll send you some recommendations as well.
Oh yeah,
There's other bands that are, in a sense, indie, that have the indie sound, that do cumbia, and they do it very.
Yeah.
So maybe that could be something that you can use to kind of inspire you as well.
Yeah, that could be sick, man. So yeah, I wanted to ask you about that because I want to show you some shit, knowing that.
I'm excited to hear it, man.
For real?
Yeah, because I feel like we need more cumbia.
We'll see once you actually listen to it, man. You might be like, "Oh, this ain't cumbia," but I can see why you're saying that.
Dude, if it's influenced by cumbia, it has some essence of it, and I'm more than happy to hear it because I know someone's trying to do one of my favorite art, like one of my favorite music genres.
Is it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What are your favorite genres? Just
Fuck,
like,
man. Each year I'm turning more like my parents.
right? Isn't that weird?
Uh,
Like when I was a kid, I'll tell you, dude. I'll be honest. Like I was like, turn this shit off. Which I'm
mhm.
bad about now because I'm like, wait, this shit fucking slaps hard.
Yeah, dude.
So.
I remember when I was a teenager and I was really into like technical death metal and black metal.
Mm-hmm.
My mom would put on the cumbias that now I enjoy and listen to almost every day.
Mm-hmm.
At the door and blast Behemoth. Like at the time Demigod came out, just blast that fucking album in the house. And my poor mother would open the door and be like,
Please
lower the volume down. I'm trying to listen to this song.
She'd be nice about it. My mom would be like, turn that shit down in Spanish.
No, my mom was probably terrified.
Ájale.
I was listening to this.
Esta música horrible.
My mom was probably genuinely concerned of my sanity. Why was my child? But hey, man, I loved Behemoth.
Yeah, that's fucking dope. That same thing happened with me. So wait, but then do you write like just kind of on your own stuff, like just for yourself, not even like Los Solos, not Body Boy, not just kind of you, or
sometimes if I'll be sincere with you, if I am being inspired, yes.
Okay.
If I find some sense of inspiration, yes.
Okay.
But usually, like right now, I'm totally my inspiration, my creativity has sparked up again because of Los Solos.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And also because I'm put in positions where, hey, I want to outdo Peter, or I want to outdo Richie or Eddie or anybody that wants to do lyrics. I want to outdo them. How can I do that? I need to come out with a banger today so I can go to rehearsal and hopefully, be chosen to be part of the album.
Hell yeah.
Or part of the song or whatever. Yeah. So things like that, competition, being like, I really love our music. I'm in love with our sound and what we do. And so that inspires me. But if I write my own solo stuff, I do it for a purpose. Because when we wanted to do the cumbia stuff, I wanted to write cumbias about the people, about Oxnard, about what's going on, because one of the cool things I love about salsa music and cumbias and just Caribbean music, tropical music, is they have a story. Not all, but a lot.
Yeah.
And usually the stories are about poverty, heartbreak, what's going on in the hometown, what's going on here in this city, or what's going on in this barrio. So I wanted to write music. I still do. Hopefully one day I'll get into that, where I have the lyrics talking about a certain event, a certain neighborhood, or something that has meaning to the audience that I want to write for. In this case, being my hometown.
Yeah.
So I wrote a cumbia. Some people say it sounds like a salsa, but I would like for it to be a cumbia or something, or somewhere like a hybrid where I'm talking about Oxnard and strawberries,
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm talking about strawberries, and I'm talking about the workers and the meaning it has to our hometown, to Oxnard.
Yeah. And
I want to write another one that talks about certain events when I was growing up that really changed our perspective of my generation, Like I remember I was in high school and someone from our school was shot by a cop, So that really was detrimental to a lot of people because a lot of us knew who he was and knew the family and knew the brothers and sisters and all that. So it was like a whole community which was rocked by it, Like how do we turn something so traumatic for my community into maybe something to be remembered, a lesson to be learned.
Yeah.
For that family and for us, what can we learn from that experience? How can we transcend the pain and make it meaningful?
Yeah. And that's something that you're saying, like, so these are like things that would inspire you to write, yes. Or are you saying that you have written?
I have written for that.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, but they're just ideas. I mean, I need help. I'm not. I'm just good at fucking writing something and just putting it down and like, okay, let's go to the piano, let's come up with the melody, or let's come up with the chord progression and let the chord progression follow the melody that I came up with in my mind.
Mm-hmm. but how do you need help then? Like, do you mean because you just need other musicians to also?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, other musicians to help me out with like, okay, play this beat for a couple of minutes and then maybe I'll get inspired. Maybe you come up with something better than I can, you know?
Got it.
I'm not a musical genius, Marvin. I'm good at what I do, but what I do is because I work my ass off, man.
Yeah.
If there's anything I can tell you is like I just work my ass off, you know?
Yeah.
I work harder than the guy next to me. If that guy next to me is a fucking prolific writer, prolific artist, I'll probably outwork that person.
Yep.
You know?
Got it.
That's
Yeah. Like you're definitely like I am like you, but in a different direction because I'm a shitty musician, but like I care a lot about writing the song, you know, like I care about the what happens next and that kind of shit. And I really like looping stuff. Like actually like that's one thing that I take away from hip hop. Like the loop is king, you know, in hip hop. The right loops, the right beat, and then you play with that. You know, you drop the beat here, and then you like, you know, but
yeah,
you have like the beat. So I'm a shitty musician, but I like to think that I put a lot of work into like actually writing the songs. You know.
yeah. And I think for a modern musician nowadays, you need to be good at your instrument, be good at recording and do what you're doing, but at the same time, be able to market yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That trifecta in order to become even remotely like what's it called like successful in this whole music thing.
Yeah. Relevant, I guess. Like,
Yeah. So you and I should like combine like this, dude, and just become.
Oh shit, dude! What is that dance called? The fucking the Super Saiyan. Yeah, what's that shit called?
Yeah, I remember. But you watched Dragon Ball Z, right?
Yeah, of course. Good shit, man. You're playing a gig today, huh?
Yeah, Bonnie Boy. That's why I'm all dressed up. Right after this, I'm probably gonna head out and.
What time is that show?
It starts at 6. Opens door at 6. I think Bonnie Boy goes up at 7 or 7:30. I'm not so sure yet.
Got it.
Yeah, it's gonna be at the Oxnard College.
Okay.
It's being. I think the show is by Midnight Society's, Midnight Society production, I believe.
Yeah, they're the ones who did the Los Solows show at Casa Agria.
Yeah, man. Shout out Marco. Marco. Yeah.
Awesome. Are you excited about that?
Of course, man. Definitely, dude.
Yeah.
I missed the last Bonnie Boy show, so today is gonna be a good one.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we played that last show with Bonnie Boy. That was fucking sick.
Yeah, I know you guys play. I think Bobby Ray was there too. So I mean,
Bobby Ray, dude.
Missed out, man. I missed out.
Seasoned vets of the fucking industry out
yeah.
Brother. Like, oh shit.
I mean, Bobby Ray was with Catwalk. I'm not sure you heard of Catwalk.
I did hear. I know Catwalk. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's been around longer than me, dude. Definitely.
I think our time is coming, my G. So,
yeah, there's a wave, man. There's a wave that's happening, and
feels like it. It really does.
And I think we're gonna see it next week on the 8th.
Oh yeah, so we should probably talk about that.
We're gonna see. That's gonna be a good show because I have a feeling that's gonna be one of those shows that people will look back to and be like, there is either this. What happened is this is what I predict. Either this was the genesis, the beginning of what came to be that our future self would be like, yes, it became, or that would have been like, oh, that was just the top and then it went down. So I'm open to both realities.
I doubt it'll be the top, man. Like, I think that's almost, it's not impossible. Nothing is, but the trajectory that each of these acts is on, obviously Los Solows, Late Bloomers, Join the Internet, Omega Nova, Marcus, like, it'd be shocking to me if that was the top of
yeah, same to me. I have all high hopes that this is going to keep going better and better, and I think I'm very excited for the 8th because I know that's going to be definitely one of those shows that I'll remember. You know, when I have, and the second time you invite me over, hopefully I'll be like, that was one of the highlights. You know.
Yeah, dude. Like, it's gonna be. Do you want to tell people about that show? I think by the time this releases, the Bonnie Boy show would have happened. So
yeah.
So, but this will definitely release before the Saturday show. So
definitely. Los Solows is headlining, but we have wonderful acts such as Join the Internet, Omega Nova, Late Bloomers, all of them very good friends of ours and homies that we've known each other for years, coming together, creating something bigger than ourselves. and sharing it with our community and sharing it with all of Ventura County. And that's going to be held at the Bell Arts in Ventura, RSVP only. So if there's still some space, please take advantage of it now.
Yep.
Because it's definitely going to be a very exclusive show. And I would love for as much people to be part of it because they are also being part of what I would say a movement, a scene. And yes, we might be the musicians being part of it and presenting our art, but I believe it's also a collective effort of everyone in that room. They're also part of it.
Well, I think so too.
Bringing this scene to fruition by them being there present and contributing their time and their resources to what we're doing, what we're all creating here.
Yeah, there's no question. None of it happens without the people there absorbing it. You know what I mean?
Exactly, man. We'll be nothing without the applauses or the people just going.
No, like literally.
So please go. This is a very important one for all of us, and we would be more than happy to have you there, if you're watching this today.
Do yourself the favor and come. You're gonna want to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's the and we want you there. And there's a few surprises that are gonna be couple of surprises. Cool, man. Let's see. Did I want to ask you about anything else? We covered a lot, man. Thank you. What made you want to talk? This?
What happened?
What made you want to be on the Best Average podcast?
Dude, hang out with you for a bit more, man.
Yeah, I'd love to do it more often, to be honest, man. You're like,
that's what I'm saying. You take me to Santa Barbara. I'll go to Santa Barbara and I'll take you to LA.
Yep, that sounds fun. And then Friendsgiving, maybe we'll do Bandsgiving.
Yeah, that'd be a great idea.
That actually would be very fun. It'd be a sequel to a barbecue.
Yeah, man.
That we did a few months ago. That was a lot of fun. I think being around just the people who are doing this shit, not even like fuck music for a moment, like don't make it like play for other people kind of shit. I mean, obviously play music if you want, like you guys were playing music at the thing, but it's not like the focus, like, you know, like the focus not being like playing for people and that kind of shit. I think doing stuff like that is good too, just with the people that we work with, just so that, like, you know, just hang out, you know? We're all just people, right? So
yeah, I think even I would play with Bonnie Boy if there was only one or two people in the room. There's no Solows, or there was no one there.
Yeah. Oh, no question.
Are like a family, you know, like it's like those Solows family, the Bonnie Boy family, you know.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times
hanging out is good as well.
Yeah, it's healthy.
The time to hang out and, like, you know, not be so worried about playing music for other people and that kind of shit. Like that's why I like to hopefully do more things like barbecue and just bringing people who are doing the shit together, you know, just to like have them get together. That's all, you know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. We're part of a good scene, I think.
I think so.
Outside would also think that same way, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So what are you gonna do? What are you about to do now? Just get ready for the show and shit, or what?
Yeah, dude, carry all my gear in my car, go all the way to Oxnard, which is like 10 minutes away from my house.
Okay.
College, and then just be there, check out the scene, because I try to get there early just to check out everything, look around.
It's always a good idea, yeah.
Safe, to make sure things are good and I'm comfortable being there, because if I'm not and I see there's some bullshit happening, I'll probably leave, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah? Has that ever happened?
No.
Oh, that's good.
In situations where like I've said yes to events that I'm like these are people I trust, you know. Like we've dealt with what we worked with Marco and Midnight Society, so I know it's gonna be good. But it's never happened, but I hope it never does. Because you never know, man. There's some places that you just play this fucking shitty and shady, man. You don't want to put yourself, let alone my gear, in that predicament.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I worry about my gear, to be honest with you.
You have good gear, dude. Like, you should worry about that shit. And some places are shady. So yeah, protecting your gear is important. And people have lost their shit. Like that happens. So it's not like it doesn't happen. So yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, man, definitely. So
thankfully, this area is like a pretty safe one, given everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's Ventura College.
Yeah.
Like, how about you? What are you gonna do today?
I'm just gonna be chilling, man. Like, I didn't know about the show, so I might think I want to go out there. But if not, then I'll probably just be chilling, bro. Like, I like to keep it easy, you know. Take it slow sometimes. Just smoke some weed, you know.
That's the best thing you can do. Take care of yourself, man.
Yeah, I'm learning programming, so that's been something that I put free time behind.
Ooh.
I think it's a needed thing, man. Like being able to like build your own shit. Um, I think that's going to be a skill that's more and more needed just for people in general, and like to be able to think like a programmer is a skill that I think helps in all kinds of different ways besides just like programming stuff. So,
Yeah, man, that's the language of computers, dude. So that's probably the future.
damn, dude, what are you going to do when we're like fucking watching shows in virtual reality headsets?
Oh man, I hope by then I'm in the woods somewhere, man. I don't want to stay
Yeah.
in that world. I don't want to be part of that world, dude.
Yeah, dude, like that's the scary one, huh? Like we're all just plugged into a fucking like
Yeah, man. Like I'll be sincere with you. I didn't get a like a smartphone until 2015, I believe.
wow. What
Yeah.
made you finally like give in?
I had a job that I had to. Like there was no other
Okay.
way. Like I needed to in order for me to in order for me to have this job, I had to get a smartphone because they were sending me messages, emails, and stuff like that. That I had to do it.
Wow. Okay. Got it. But yeah,
Yeah,
you stayed
man.
away for as long as you could.
Like as
I mean, some
long as
people
I
aren't
can.
even on social media at all, man, which honestly, more and more I'm like, that's probably not a bad idea because like
Yeah.
that shit can get addicting.
I made the mistake of oversharing my life when it came to social media, and not it was a mistake I think because it was like you're not using technology at that point.
Yeah.
Technology is
Just
using
using
you.
you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that's why I think of it as a mistake because you understand, like, these companies do like take this information and they store it somewhere and then,
They literally do that. Like
yeah,
it's just a fact. That's what they actually
yeah.
do. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what I try to do now is I try to just put stuff that I know that either like is for my bands that I play in or people to see like, yo, Hector can play an accordion. Maybe they'd be like, hey, maybe we can have a whole Hector come in the studio and play some accordion shit.
Nuh-uh. You want
I'm
to
a
play
little bit
accordion? You do
more.
that? Nice.
I try to be more aware of what I post.
Yeah, just strategic.
Yeah, because I know that shit can always backfire you, but also because I'm a big teacher and I have a lot of parents, and you never know what's gonna.
You really do not know, dude. So I think that's a smart. Yeah, well, that's why like it even ties back into like nowadays you read things about personal brand and all that kind of shit. So
Yeah, man.
like it's a real thing, dude. So like it's good to be thinking about all that shit and intentional.
Yeah, maybe just getting old. I don't know what it is, but
I think it is getting old a little bit too, because I don't know if I'd be like 21 years old right now, but I don't know because like my youngest brother Chris, who's starting an art thing too, called Domingo Sunday, like he's
ooh,
on TikTok a lot, and he but like I don't know, I actually do see younger people being pretty savvy with all this kind of stuff too. So I don't know if it's good or bad thing. So I'm not judging it one way or the other, but it's just my
mhm.
observation. They're like way savvy, like they know technology well, like they are thinking about their own personal branding, it seems like. They think a lot of stuff is cringe, which fair enough, like a lot of stuff is.
Yeah, dude, I wish I had that because I would have not posted the other crap.
Like yeah, that'll
They have
probably
like I think I used to even post my like drunken stories and shit, dude. Oh god.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that, dude. Like that was a different era of like internet that's kind of now becoming more like I don't know, regimented or like
Hopefully obsolete, but
yeah. I mean that's the one thing, dude. Like you might have to go out to the woods, bro, at some point. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
man. If it comes to that, fuck, no, dude. I'll just build my homestead somewhere.
Yeah.
It's about the fat of the land.
Get some shit from Home Depot and just head out to.
Yeah, it'll be a rough life, but it'll be a life worth living, I think.
I think so, man. We'll see what happens in the future, but hopefully good stuff. Like that'll be my hope. Anything else you want to say to the folks who will be watching here if they make it this far? Bro,
Well,
like
if you make it this far, I salute you. Congratulations. I hope you learn a couple things. I hope you enjoyed it. And please tune in to the next podcast.
thank you, bro. Even if it doesn't have you on it, bro?
Even if it doesn't have me on you, of course.
What?
Of course, yes, because you're doing some good work as well, man. You're
Thank you, bro.
documenting the faces of the people who are doing this thing.
Yeah, like this whole thing is actually an excuse for me to talk to people, to be honest with you, because like it is, because like through it, I've been able to talk to some friends I hadn't to for a long time. Like, it's kind of an excuse for you and I to like just talk for a few hours. Like, why would we do it otherwise? I mean, we probably could. Like, I
Yeah.
could probably call you and be like, "Hey, what's up, Hector?" and like talk to you for 2 hours. But I think like having it through something like this just kind of helps um to support support it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's been like
Yeah, because this is gonna go on the internet. It's gonna be there forever. So
yeah.
from like, I don't know, 2052 or some shit, or who knows, will be like, I wonder what was going on around my hometown, around this area. Like, who were the people playing? Who were the people?
Whoa, that'd be
How was life back then? You know, hopefully they can learn a couple things.
that'd be sick, dude.
And
Like
and you asked me the question, what made you want to do it? One of them was definitely to talk to you as well, but to document this and have a sense of a legacy, you know,
yeah.
that something was going on in Ventura County on what's the date? October
1st, dude. It's October 1st.
You know?
Yeah, 2022. I share that, bro. Well, I think then this is a good place to end it here. So I don't know if you have anything else that you want to. We talked about Bonnie Boy. We talked about you. We talked about the accordion. We talked about, dude, you shouted out a lot of people. I think there's the most shout outs that I heard in
you gotta give love, man. You gotta give love to your friends, your homies,
yeah,
to people who have helped you on your journey, you know, because if I am in the position that I am at this point in time, it's because of gratitude.
Yeah.
I'm able to know the people who have helped me and the people who have shaped me and built me. And because of that reason, you know, like, you know, one of them is Oscar Rivera. If Oscar is listening to this, thank you, man. You know, you're a great friend and mentor. So because of that reason, you know, like, I am doing what I'm doing, you know. And
we are a combination of all kinds of things, you know, people who influence us, both good and bad, you know, the stuff around us that we consume knowingly or not, you know, so all of that kind of is like a little pot, you know, that then is, and then our own thinking, you know, which we have all these thoughts in our head, right? So we have to like ultimately take all that together and present whatever we present. So hopefully that'll be a good thing. And with you, I definitely see it. So that's been really great.
For sure, dude. But again, Bell Arts, Pleasant Valley Records, putting a show, Mega Nova, Los Solos, Join the Internet, Late Bloomers, we're all playing. Come out, enjoy the night, enjoy the show. Like you said, there's some surprises, right, Marvin?
There's a couple of surprises, yeah. So it's definitely gonna be legendary, dude. There's no question. Like,
and that should be enough for people to go then.
Legendary, bro. Historic. Those are the words that I have in my head when I'm thinking about it. Seriously, man.
And indeed it will.
Yeah.
I have no doubt about it.
Me either, man. So all right. Well, the 14th episode, actually. So thank you, Hector, of the Best Average Podcast is over. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.